shit. Y'all, you guys. Stevie just having a little bit of issue with his gimbal. He's gonna get it swiftly and nimble, and he'll be right back. In the size of a thimble. So we're here, yeah. Back in action. Hopefully, yeah.
Guy shows up, starts shooting all over the place.
Hey, man, I'm from New York, motherfucker, where we don't play and out-of-towners get got like every day, and a gangster's a gangster in every way. And the real gangsters are here tonight. America's Most Wanted himself, GGP, all over the map. Big Salah still on the FBI's Most Wanted list, and Big Stevie Cool switching up the gimmick again here today with Ultra Kayfabe, no video. So and Hacker Hameen,
big league of the podcast.
Hacker Hameen back from vacation on my private island, where I was the only one who got to see the concert there, and it was a good time, man, all the way around. So. Had to leave a couple wives there who tried to fart rape me, and we had to pass sentence on them, and that's just how it was. But we're back in action, you guys. Conspiracy Horsemen Wednesday night, 6:15. Hacker Hameen turning up the sound here because I know that's really low. Holy shit, y'all! What's going on,
kick a rhyme
guys?
for you guys.
What's that?
Man, kick a rhyme for you
You
guys.
are?
Ready?
Spit it.
Motherfucker, motherfucker.
That's it.
Thank you. Done.
That's a
Strong
Stevie
style.
Richards original, and I think
No, mine was the remix.
Stevie, are you there, bud?
Even when he's kayfabe and K-land of kayfabe, he still no sells. Nothing. Look at that.
Still nada. Saka. But yeah, man, we're back in action. A lot to talk about. I was having a great time down there, man. I was sitting on my porch, fifth floor balcony of the penthouse, and you guys, I just couldn't stay away from it. I was up there, had the rum going, had the real Coke with sugar in it, and there was Sal going off. And it was as perfect as it possibly could be, looking out over the ocean, hot wives all around me, some shitty Jamaican green, and you guys going off and burying the guests in the chat at the same time. It was exactly what I dreamed it would be, and
Sal and I almost breaking kayfabe a couple of times. Really bad, dude.
But thanks to Billy Ray Valentine for stirring it up, man, keeping it real, taking my spot, bringing guests on, and it was a hot week, man. I'm kind of behind on the news, so I'm gonna hot tag to you guys a bunch of times tonight, and but it's good to be back with you guys. How's everything with you, Sal?
good. I'm sorry to cut into this, but Armand I had no idea. This fucking guy bred.
Who?
And he had a baby boy this past Saturday. So Armand.
Armand, man.
So you know what? Congratulations. I'm glad his kid's good, but you fucking
yeah, I would say you've been in the chat room and on Twitter a lot, way to neglect your child the last couple months before it was born, and now right afterwards.
Who let you put your dick in them? That's what I want to know.
Well, everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Congrats, buddy. Salute.
Yeah, y'all, bud. To you, pal. So another one bites the dust. Got you for 18 years, and on the 18th birthday, found out it wasn't his. So, GGPP, how's it going, brother?
Everything is going well, my friend. Glad that you're back. Obviously, we're having some technical difficulties, but that won't stop us from doing what we do best, and that's
no sell.
Spit out the truth and try to pop each other behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Everything's going well. Can't complain. We did the third episode of the New Force Order last night.
Yeah, really well recepted first two, man.
Yeah,
I kind of got heat.
That shit out,
I got a heat with you though, dude.
Why? Because we went on the separate platform as well?
No.
What's the heat?
Get as many listeners as you can, man. That's what this whole thing's about.
Yeah. What's the heat for?
You started with episode 1. You should have started with 4, 5, and 6.
Well, no, because then,
No, don't try it. Just take your notes like a fucking man, Big League. All right? You should have fucking started with 4, 5, and 6.
I'll tell you why.
No, it don't matter what you say.
We actually spoke about that, and the only reason why we didn't do it is because we didn't want to confuse the masses, and they go looking for
Fuck
3
'em.
episodes
Fuck the
beforehand.
masses. Fuck
because
the
Topher
masses,
Grace
dude.
Paid for the show. That's what happened.
Topher Grace, fuck
Topher
him.
Grace fucking paid for the show. Fuck you. Tell me you wouldn't fucking give your right nut for his cut of the movies, man. Just
Yeah.
one good movie.
Right.
Why? I like the prequels. The prequels are good.
Well,
well,
Jar
Great.
Jar Binks and that shit.
Great.
ain't
Revenge
good.
of the Sith, only one worth its shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Steve Arena.
But anyway,
restarting
it's
his
going
back.
well. It's going well. Can't complain. Other than that, I'm looking forward to today. The 4 of us are here, even though
I'll show you this. This is the failed
Stevie's
print.
not there.
Oh, it's nice too, dude. And it fucking stopped. It only had like another, I don't know, ½ inch to go to do the shoulders and then the spike for the head. So I got to start all over again 6 days. But it's going to make a good golf trophy. So it'll be good.
Can you melt that down?
No.
Oh, I
Seriously,
can
wait.
melt it down, but I
Make-
can't.
You do the top part, and you can just fucking glue that shit on, right? No?
Well, I don't want to go through the G code to
Or-
fucking try and line it up. I just want a good print.
Just put fucking Darth Maul's head on it. I mean,
Well, I'm gonna put like all of the failed print. I'm in this. We're doing this crazy golf league thing where it's gonna be like a Caddyshack golf league, and this will be one of the trophies, and I'll put some crazy fucking heads on top of it or something.
Chelsea Kane doing
Yeah,
doing
3D
his,
printing. You sent it. Yeah,
doing his 3D print. Man,
I like
he's all
him.
for the young people. I love the young people. And as he's saying it, I'm like, I'm so scared. I'm so scared for the children. But he's all about it. So good for him, man.
Yeah, it was popping
this?
because Kane. He was at a STEM lab, science, technology, engineering, and mechanics, which is what he's trying to do, which is a very smart thing. And what they
Thanks
do
for reading the post I put up in the fucking chat, Pablo.
When did you throw it up?
this morning, I think he put it out there, and
Sorry, I missed it.
he's just there with a 3D printer, very similar to the one I have, and the kids are making prosthetics, part of a prosthetic project for
Yeah.
Oh, that's
amputees
That-
or yeah.
Yeah, they actually it attaches to the wrist, so when they flex their wrist, they can do multiple fingers, and that's the thing. Like, it's so precise that they're able to use each finger, and kids are doing this, like middle school fucking level kids.
And the plans are all out there and free and being revised. That's what's beautiful about 3D printing. It's all open source, unless you're buying models like that to print. I can totally see an artist getting paid for his work in 3D modeling it, but like. When it comes to that kind of stuff, I mean, it's endless for cheap. I mean, you can make one of those hands for half the cost of probably it's $18 for a
So
reel.
what do you think?
Reel.
How much would it cost to make a person?
I mean, a skeleton would cost you from
Okay,
head
so
to toe.
let's say a skeleton, right? We take a skeleton, we can do a skeleton, and then we take the nerve endings. If we can map the nerve endings, which they've done, and they've mapped the entire human brain, how can we just make a new person out of fucking plastic?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if the bones have to
It
react
does
with all
well,
the
the brain has to transfer the electricity.
right
but
through that. So I don't know. There's a lot of
can get
extra
past that.
wiring.
we can Frankenstein
I
that
think
shit,
we're better
man.
off just printing an organic material and print bones. That'd be easier than trying to figure the other out.
So Stevie got locked out of Skype. They locked him out. I smell collusion.
My plan worked.
Wow, dude. Wow.
All right, so if Stevie's not here, we can talk about whatever the fuck we want to, right? Because here's the thing: I got a lot of DMs. They're like, "Oh, Ben's not here, so you guys go off the rails." I don't
Ben's
think we went
not
off
here. What the fuck am they like?
Oh, you're the marm. You're the school marm.
Jesus Christ! When did I get
Yeah.
that fucking moniker?
Oh,
I
yeah,
gotta tear
right.
shit up.
People
Get this
people
Evan.
have told me.
Yeah, get
People
this
have said
Evo
they
in
go,
me, yeah.
"Oh, Ben's not here, so you kind of go crazy." I'm like, I don't go crazy. What the fuck do I go crazy? I thought we were very cool to our guest last week, Billy Ray. Like we like busting Billy Ray's balls because he got molested by Michael Jackson. I feel bad. So aside from that, I don't think we fucking went off the rails on anybody.
No, I didn't think so
not at all,
either.
dude.
You gotta
We
say,
showed you guys some respect.
We showed the guy some respect.
yeah.
And like we let him talk. Talk, dude. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, he didn't
What do
see
you want
the-
us to be like? No, shut the fuck up, guy.
He
What-
didn't see the personal chat. He did a good job. People really liked it. And
Right.
and
they
we
dug
got
it. But
300.
you aren't here, so now Stevie's not here. So what do you think? We could just talk about Satan and everything.
There's just too much to
Stevie's not here
cover,
to
man.
stop us.
Adriana DiCiccio was gonna come on, and then she saw.
Stevie chased her off because he
Yes.
kayfabed away with the money.
Yeah.
Maybe he
But
should have bought himself a better computer. He wouldn't get locked out.
no, I was good,
no
dude. I
shit on
can't,
Max.
dude.
That's
I'll say you wait until Friday locker room. If he's got it fixed by tomorrow, I'm dropping bombs the whole show. On him.
Fuck.
But the Greek god, the other Greek god, Triple D himself, 1,000 bits for the return of Hacker Hameen from vacation. Eric Kent,
Here's the 3D, man.
Eric Kent, 300 bits. Not a name who I'm usually too familiar with. So if you're new,
Eric
man,
Kent
welcome.
missed OVW to come here.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So how about that shit, huh?
I'm gonna fucking tell Rick.
Eric Kent, listen, man. If after the podcast, you got to go to Ramsey's and get some carrot cake.
Yeah.
There you go. Guys, I have a question to ask you guys. I saw a video today about Mandela effect and something changed, and they said it was the Ohio-Kentucky border over the Ohio River. There's a bridge that connects Cincinnati to Louisville. Right. And they're saying, but there's now the girl.
Well, it doesn't connect it like on one side it's Cincinnati, on the other side it's Louisville. It's still 60 miles to get to fucking.
Well, she was saying that he did connect it back in the day, and that now it's 100. Some chick on the video.
No,
I'm just asking
bullshit.
you guys for verification.
Because you got to go by one of my most favorite landmarks, which is
Ian Rotten School.
No, Big Bone.
They said landmark, not landfill.
Land. You had Mark part.
Big Bone Lick State Park. You remember that? Big Bone Lick. Like, why would you fucking name your state park Big Bone Lick? Everyone's gonna go in there just to get head, just to say you got one in there. Dude.
Just like we have the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. Sorry, what? Like, come the fuck on. Like,
yeah.
let's come on.
No, dude, because we would play Cincy, and from Louisville, it was like an hour and 40-minute shot, hour and 30-minute shot to go up there and play the show in the hood. We did that a couple times. Dude, Hammer was over there, dude.
Over.
Dude, he was over, bro. Like never before, man. Like Al would book him, I think, like as champ, even when he wasn't there, just like
it didn't matter.
Strong black man, you know, in the territory, man. He was good, and I keep up with Charles
kids
too.
Over there, so whatever.
He was a good ass dude, man. Yeah, I keep up with him on Facebook, but they always pop me, dude. Oh,
no,
shit.
hang on. You know, wait, time out. I want to stop the fucking show. I want to pump the brakes on the show. Ben Spinoza 12, because god damn it, this dude is always up in here, and I thank you for listening. So here's the deal. Ben Spinoza asked me, what does Monday Night Raw and a vacuum both have in common? Anybody?
Oh.
Anybody? All right.
They suck.
Wait. What, Ben? See, because this guy is in here every goddamn week, and he's always putting us over. And we no matter what we heal on this fucking bot person, he just comes back with the same shit over and over.
So it's the this segment brought to you by Ben Espinoza
by
12.
Ben Spinoza 12.
I like you call him Spinoza instead of Espinoza, but that's good. Spinoza. Yeah, everybody's Italian. He's Spinoza.
Does he work for
the show, right?
Does this dude work for the Goodman Compressor Company?
He does. I think it might be Frankie Zero without the charisma.
I'm gonna check the chat real quick just to see where Stevie is. He's still MIA. So we'll see. The points are racking up for PCs tonight. That's it right there.
See what happens? Stevie's not on the show. People sending bits. I think that's not a coincidence, right? There's no such thing as coincidences.
Yeah. In the chat room, hot topic tonight, fart raping, as we saw a misdirection spot today by some SJW, let's not pronoun name shame dox, whatever fuck word they want to come up with. Fuck you. Is a funny meme passing around that if men fart louder than women, it's to show dominance and they're taking away their power through that. And hashtag fart rape became a thing today, which was my favorite thing of the day. Anytime you can take two taboo words, put them together and make it mainstream doublespeak, I'm all in for it.
Dumbest thing I ever heard.
Yeah, it started out as a goof.
It's probably nothing more than somebody concocting that shit at Facebook just to fucking clickbait and misdirection spot and throw around. But it's a funny fucking band name and improv team name, whatever.
Fart rape. Ska band named Fart Rape.
Did you guys see the video that I sent this morning about those two women talking about not having children?
Yeah, but dude,
I do watch videos that you guys send to me, so thanks.
I watch all your videos. I don't know how I missed that
earlier.
Oh shit.
Calm the hell down. Don't make me come over there.
Stevie's not here. We got to keep the level up. We got to keep the level up. Stevie's not here.
So
I miss him so much that he's not
I know,
here.
dude. It's
Maybe we
upsetting
should
me
call
big
the
time.
the Marty. Maybe we should call the Sean of the team. Get Brian on the phone.
Well, let's.
Call Nova back.
Oh shit, that would be tremendous though if we did. Hang on.
Let's see.
Get the workhorse, Meanie, on the phone.
Yeah, let's see if he's on there.
Or
Trying to
Skype him.
Trying to get on. Is that?
see if anybody's greenlit. I'll see if Russo was greenlit or not. I'll try and bring him on. Iron Realm, Steve King. No Killer Cross either. Just call Killer Cross. I don't know.
Just call anybody. You got. Anybody's on, get him over.
Fuck it. Y'all, guys, enough fucking around. We got so much to talk about, man. I got hit up hardcore Holly style on Twitter while I was on vacation and Facebook, and I would just send back pictures of Paradise with a nice way of saying, fuck you, leave me alone. And also to torment my friends. But you guys finally got the picture. And I was watching, the New Zealand stuff happened right before I bounced. And like we talked about, I didn't want to jump on it and do the fucking Sandy Hook gimmick where they can get us with entrapment there. But we said, watch out and see how it plays out. And once people got over the initial stunner and started deconstructing the video, I was sent things about the shells kind of missing and disappearing in the wall. There's a clip on the ground that he picks up. Real deconstruction stuff along with the first-person shooter that everybody's used to from Call of Duty. Fit the narrative very well, and wasn't 36 hours after that comes the gun ban call. And then on the heels of that, we have suicides, 2 suicides from survivors of Parkland and one of the fathers of Sandy Hook. Now, one of my mark gigs for Hameen Media is that I manage social media for casino. I've worked at casinos before, too. Let's talk about odds. What are the fucking odds you're going to have a mass shooting? You're going to have suicides related directly to 2 other mass shootings within that week while you're doing gun ban and all that talk to spin it. It doesn't happen like that. The odds of that happening are astronomical. It'd be like everybody here having a Powerball ticket for $200 million and we all hit. It's just not happening that way. And then let's apply it to everything else we've seen. I'm in the gym trying to, get even more ready for 420 up in smoke, my heavyweight title shot, my partner GGP ready to cause some havoc, big Salah in the house in Rome. So we're working hard, and I look
Triple
up.
D, get it booked. Get it booked. Do good business.
I look up and I see local news and national news with this story chopped up their own, but same way. And all I can think about is the pieces that Conan O'Brien would show with the pushing the envelope on gay marriage. The exposure of the media pieces that across the board have the exact same talking points. Now plug in those 3 suicide stories, a New Zealand story, all crafted to go across every local Fox, CBS, ABC channel from your local asshole who's been on your TV screen for 30 years. So, of course, you're going to trust them, Nancy Brown. And it's not coming from the big news source, but it's backed up by that when you flip over to it. Now we've got a conspiracy. Now we've got something to work with.
Did you see Hero Dad texting on the phone?
No,
during
but
the practice. They showed a couple of stills.
Yeah, so here I'm just going to say hot tag. You tell me, please be graphic and descriptive because I don't know what you're talking about because I've been out of it.
All right.
Okay.
So again, I also Frank.
Hold on, stop. Can I do a quick imitation?
Go, man. Go ahead.
Please be descriptive. I've been out of it.
I've been busy.
Well, you said Hero Dad.
And I was on a sunset sending you cocksuckers pictures of beaches and my fucking hairy toes. Please tell me.
Strong style.
So, no, Frank, or was his name Meltzer, not the other jerk off, but Setzer.
Brian Setzer Orchestra.
Yes, it was the guy from the Stray Cats. He fucking broke the story wide open. They sent pictures. I'll look for it since you guys fucking lost it in your bullshit chat that we have. That no one reads my stuff, but that's fine. They showed the hero dad, the dad who threw himself over his kid but didn't get shot
miraculously.
Yeah. they showed him, no joke, up on his phone on his side, doing this, what they're calling a practice run of the shooting.
And that's in the tape that was released through YouTube Live. Like that's on there.
Let me go back. You talk. Let me look through this, and I'll find this thing.
Okay, so that, I mean, that's how clueless I am. I don't know that there's a character named Hero Dad who's, part of the Red Scope. I've just been too fucking into it since I got back. But, GGP, how you feeling now that you've seen it 6 to 10 days removed and seen the whole scope of, does this fit the narrative of everything else that came on the heels of Boston bombing, came on the heels of Sandy Hook, came on the heels of Parkland and Vegas? And not only the fact of that they had these individual tragedies, and now they're pulling from each one to every time, like, push that as another thing. Oh, we can do a fake suicide or a real suicide or suicide somebody, and that'll help push the narrative. What are you thinking?
James Fetzer is the name, by the way. I sent through to the chat.
Thank you.
So this is what I'm thinking. What we saw from that video, it looked fake as fuck. Not sure if it was, but if it was a false flag, it's the same playbook that they've been using here forever. I read somewhere, one of our fans, I think, hit us up with this idea, saying what's going on with this gun ban in New Zealand now because of this are the liberals who got, or the Democrats who got these sealed indictments handed to them, going to flee to New Zealand, and that's why they had the sealed indictment. They're doing this whole thing over there, which kind of makes sense if you put 2 and 2 together. It is a little far-fetched, but you never know. At the same time, you're out of the loop because you're too busy drinking margaritas and, having pina coladas, dancing in the rain.
Let's not hold it against them. Let's not hold it against them.
No. It's not like you and I go on vacation and send pictures to rub it in his face. We would never do that.
We're fine. We're all right.
But
better than that.
We'll see what happens on 420 when you go for the fucking gimmick and I go, fuck you, help
I fucking Tyrannosaur
tag. But regardless of that, what I was getting at was now this documentary came out on Netflix with what's that chick's name who got kidnapped when she was a little girl in Portugal? McCann.
Oh yeah, right? Madeline
McCann. Yeah.
And it's a hot topic now, and everyone's talking about it, but no one's mentioning the Podestas that were involved in it.
Yeah.
Or the sketches that look identical to the Podestas. And when I brought it up to a couple people at the mortgage stealing place, nice. They had no idea what I was talking about, yet alone knew who Podesta was. You know what I'm saying? So then when I showed them a video, they were taken back in awe. But then it's no coincidence that the Obamas are sitting on the board of Netflix, so they're not going to, show anything like that. So it's all a big agenda. And look at this Jesse Smollett guy who just got off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where he almost caused mass hysteria and a big division in this country.
Fuck that guy.
And the guy walks away, with freaking a slap on the wrist. Now, my opinion at first was that I think they were going to help him. He was going to help flip on the lawyer that just got caught for $20 million with Nike.
Right.
What's his name? Mike
Quinstow or Quillo.
Alvaretti? No, it was Michael Alvaretti, right? Or some shit like that. I don't know. Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But,
Averetti, I believe it is.
With that being said, now when more things are coming out, there's been talks of George Soros donating $400,000 plus to Kim Fox, I think her name was.
Right.
And Kim Fox being very friendly with the Obamas, and Michelle Obama being friendly with Jesse Smollett, and then one hand washes the other, both hands wash the face scenario. So who knows what the hell's going on, but it is business as usual because this world is totally fucked up and everything's upside down.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the strange tie-in. You don't think that it would go from that story to the other, but here we have the same players involved in the conspiracies we're talking about here are massive, and to stretch your mind around it and say, how do these all operate? But within one degree of separation from what we're talking about with gun ban, Eric Holder, New Zealand, false flag, sue Alex Jones, Clinton era stuff, tie that to the Madeleine McCann Podesta shit, and then, you know, that's in with Obama's crew too. And you've got this with Jussie Smollett. So in 1 degree of separation, you have some very suspect behavior of this shell game of big things going on all at the same time. And let me pose this even bigger, farther conspiracy to be like just a what if. What if that Aventi guy, lawyer, offered that, you know, payoff because he knew he was going to get caught, and that would allow Jesse to walk free? What if he's taking a fucking dive like, if I get caught in collusion, that will fucking erase his shit. And that's the pressure. So there's some promise made on the other end where you won't fucking get fucked over by Nike, and we'll take care of you. Your name will be ruined, but this is for a +1 down the road when you want to be Supreme Court justice or some shit later. Is that too far-fetched?
No, not in the least. And then for people to turn around and also start up with the, Hillary's going to be arrested. Hillary's going to be arrested. How the fuck are you going to arrest Hillary Clinton when you can't arrest this fucking piece of shit from a third-rate show?
Like, so here we are, not at OJ murder level, but at a level of what the fuck is up with the criminal justice system in people's minds. You know, if you're a celebrity, you walk.
If they would have found this guy guilty, and let's say they didn't give him the 3 years or 15, whatever the fuck they were going to say.
3 months,
if they
whatever.
Gave him 6 months probation, and I'm sorry, are we interrupting you? You fucking house on fire. What the goddamn is going on here? So if they were to turn around and say, okay, well, here's your 3 months probation, time served, boom, let's call it a day, pay us $15,000, everybody would have went, well, it's not what I wanted, but they would have blown it off and let it go.
Right. A little justice. They just want a little fuck you.
And they didn't give it. They turned around and went, nah, fuck that. Now nothing's going on.
But now how do they look? How that's a fucking terrible locker room play. Like if you're gonna work the boys, you gotta fucking do a little tongue lashing in front. Like Danny could fucking go out and rip Mike Krul a new asshole, but behind the scenes they're fucking, now let's get the you know.
Right.
Well, put it this way.
Yeah.
This whole week has been a bad fucking locker room play for the entire left and the Democratic Party.
Oh, big time.
Not to get too political, but number one, the whole Jussie Smollett bullshit that went down, and everyone has egg on their face. Then people getting upset because the same scenario did not happen with Roseanne Barr, and they're comparing the two scenarios. I mean, granted, Roseanne Barr should have said something stupid.
Roseanne tweeted, this fucking dude hired people to do a hate crime.
I know. But the point is, she got crucified and he didn't. Then
I got nails. I got nails and hammers, bro. Let's fucking go.
Then you got Cardi B coming out claiming that
she used to give blowjobs on couches. Who cares?
Dude, it's Cardi B.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. She's one day she comes out talking trash about Trump and everybody else. Now she comes to find out she used to seduce men to come to wherever, and then she drugs them and robs them. And then it come out, and then now she's saying her justification was, well, I had to do what I had to do to survive, and people were actually agreeing with her and saying, well, you know what? It was exactly. It was hard times, and that you don't know hard times.
You don't know hard times.
But they were saying it was years ago. She's a different person now. Meanwhile, Cosby freaking drugged women and raped them, and he's in prison. So you can't have it. You have to have it even across the board.
Right? I love that.
And on top of that,
what a brilliant point, though. What a great way around right there, buddy. Go ahead.
But even the creme de la creme,
buddy.
What is
that? You know what that was?
Colluding?
Sorry. You know what that was, Sal?
That was Mondo.
No, it wasn't Mondo. It was Al Barone. Sorry. Oh. Go ahead.
What is Trump's colluding with Russians and Stevie Richards on this podcast have in common?
Neither of them happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bada boom, bada bing.
A vacuum sucks. That's what he was talking about with Raw.
There we go. All right.
I got it. Espinosa 12.
Ben Spinoza.
Shit.
Isn't he first base on the little league team? He's like 35
Yeah,
or 12-year-old.
he's Dominican kid playing in the 13-year-old league. 28.
So, but again, this is where we come to. We've come to the fact that we're listening to fucking Cardi B for our political advice. And it just every time you do that, I'm waiting for fucking Cena to show up.
Dude, it's so bad. I torture my ref buddy with that shit. Yeah. It's so fucking awful. Like I remember when she went from like stripper to underground MC, and then it was like a flip of the switch within like, well, not, I guess not flip of the switch, like over 2 months on her Instagram, where like every asshole trend thing started sending her stuff, and she'd Instagram it to get more. Like J-Lo sent her $9,000 in makeup from her collection, and fucking Louis Vuitton would send her diamond encrusted dildos or whatever. Like, it's just like, just to keep putting it over, and you're like, okay, this is how we do it in this country. And now this fucking ex-hood rat fucking cocksucking stripper gets to fucking weigh in on anything political, and she's probably got a 7th grade education.
That's what I'm saying. Spell political, you fucking hood rat.
Exactly.
And you know what? I heard a funny joke this week. Jennifer Lopez collecting more stones than Thanos. I thought that was hilarious.
How about, what was that about? Did that happen while I was on break there with Canseco stooging old boy off? Did I miss all that?
What happened with Canseco?
Canseco was on fucking on his on Twitter fucking stooging off A-Rod that he was cheating on her.
Oh, was he?
Dude, he was like legit.
Right. Yeah. Remember, we actually said because he wasn't relevant, so we had to do something to keep in the news.
Yeah, but like that's why. Did something happen with J-Lo? Did they fucking?
They got engaged.
Oh,
yeah, I think.
That's all.
Whatever.
Go look at TMZ. You fuck.
Who, me?
I'm surprised you weren't. No, Ben. I'm surprised you weren't watching when you were on your.
Nah, I only watched you guys. I was like, fuck it. I want to see what's going on. See if Billy Ray botched a spot.
Well, we tried to behave, but we were out of control.
Seriously, Billy Ray, we can't shake him. We tried.
Yeah,
because we tried. We kept talking about Michael Jackson fucking him and stuff, and he just
he knows his spot. He knows he's in the lion's den. He just got to get chewed on. You're the fucking meat. Get chewed on.
He wouldn't sell for it.
Yeah, man. So, that's not just a small bit, kind of our second thing off the New Zealand shooting. The Jussie Smollett thing, I think, is bigger. I kind of want to stay on it, not just for the empire, the celebrity shit, but holy fuck, like, absolved. Like, that's just, if you're the city of Chicago, you went from looking like shit because of it to looking even fucking stupider and more corrupt than you ever have for letting it off. And all my actor friends today are kind of like this. I didn't fucking,
let's be fair.
Like covering their face a little bit.
Chicago is the place where dead people voted first. So do you think they give a fuck how corrupt they look right now? Number two.
Well, it's because they want to be the top social justice crew too. And that is that to them, letting him walk after a hate crime and bashing the gay community, black community, and all the work they've done.
No. Ho.
And now he's walking like they're
you
like,
understand
fuck.
what happened, Ben. You're obviously
what happened?
confused.
I was gone for a week. I was in paradise. Tell me what happened, Sal.
Right.
In extreme detail.
In
Please don't leave any details out.
I forgot you were sitting on a balcony looking at your hairy hobbit feet from fucking the end of a rum glass.
He was on the 5th floor with Brumman from the 5th floor.
So, a little good Martin reference. So,
Yes.
the fact of the blacktivists showed up today and they went, justice has been served. And then they had the nerve to fucking throw the neck in and go, how do y'all feel? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
We gave you, that's the game that we gave you.
Yeah.
That's the game that everybody has turned around and went, you know what, we're fucked. We can't do anything about it. This country sucks. It's in the toilet. Go ahead. Yeah.
They want to do that fucking and one shit. Took your game and your girl and won. Well, you know what the people you're doing that to are gonna do? They do some fucking Godfather 2 shit where Goodfellas where they go, okay, all right, yeah, and one, you got it. Now you wait till the next one comes around, and then it won't be and one. It'll be and fuck you, game over. And
hold on, guys. I got this breaking news coming in.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. I'm being alerted. Actually, the force is talking to me. They're telling me that They're telling me that the reason why Stevie's not here is all the little Chinese guys in his basements hacked his computer with the China hack,
Him.
and now his computer's not working. So, just
That's
FYI,
He was overthrown.
they're rebelling. He was overthrown. Yeah.
There was a rebellion.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to do Google Hangouts
Stevie's
real
coming
quick.
hot.
Real
Why don't,
quick
we just
off
go on
of.
his, why don't we go on his YouTube channel?
We can if he wants to, man. If he wants to host,
Yeah.
I got no problem with that.
Hit him up. Oh, he could by now. He probably grabbed the red band and hanged himself.
Yeah. He's probably down there whipping Chinese kids left and right, super kicks all
You
around.
motherfucker.
You.
I'm missing the show. I've never missed the show.
Like the big guys from freaking the mines from Temple of
Yeah,
Doom.
he's fucking just laying them out, man. It's all heat
I was
down
thinking
there.
like Battlefield Earth, how Stevie's towering over them, just whipping them.
I was just thinking of Stevie beating Chinese kids. I
that's why
didn't
it's
need no
funny.
extra movie.
There was no movie involved.
No.
It was just Stevie
This ain't a
whipping
movie,
Chinese
dog.
kids.
but
It's an 8 Mile, yo.
yeah, but
He's Stevie kicking all of them.
what's fucked is like now Chicago. Not that they didn't have two black eyes before that.
What black guys?
Thank you. From all the SJW stuff but what was fucked in like trying to pull the wool over again is Rahm Emanuel's the one to come out and call it a grand miscarriage of justice. And we can't believe in our justice system. Like we don't know that he's fucking Obama's number one boy and that Obama gave him Chicago and that all these pictures of Jussie Smollett are coming out with Obama, Michelle, and Barack. Like, dude, it's not even 1 degree of separation. It's the direct contact. We see the whole fucking game. You're not working anybody. And now, in my opinion, you're harboring a fugitive, miscarriage of justice, whatever you want to call it, dude, of being an accomplice in covering up a major crime instead of just letting this fucking half-gay actor take a fucking serious, 6-month lesson in fucking jail. You could protect him in there, but it's the fact that nobody's really above the law in America. Not only did they fucking kill that, they spit on that shit this time around. With OJ and the murder, that's one thing. You know what I mean? That's a different ball of wax of what it compares to, but like to get off 16 felony counts and just fucking drop them because of the other.
As of just this.
Out of nowhere,
no
dude.
other explanation.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
What do you think dropped quicker, the 16 charges or Stevie dropping Dr. Janda's book name every episode on this podcast?
That is The Awakening of a Surgeon, available on Amazon.
Shout out Dr. Jana. Shout out Stevie Richards' new Conspiracy Horseman shirt, a NASA shirt going up, knockoff.
Oh, wait.
So
go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, say check that out. New Stevie's been inspired, man. He's really on his art kick again. I like the artist in Stevie. You kind of have to just give him a nudge in the right direction because he wasn't even sure he wanted to do podcasting. He had his own little secret channel where he was doing stuff kayfabe conspiracy wise, and then once he could step out into the light and then the Horseman had his back, it's been all great things. You see all the content that he's putting out nonstop, and now he's even doing T-shirts for Good Brothers and shit.
Well, he made me go buy Designer, so I went and bought Designer.
Yeah.
And then he put up, we put up the Breaking Sal shirt, which I don't get, but whatever.
What's next on Breaking Sal? Because I just restarted watching Breaking Bad.
Me and him are going to, what did you say, Papa Don?
I was gonna say him and I, but I think we should.
You guys are doing a podcast too?
Yeah, we're calling it Breaking Stevie, and Stevie's breaking his computer against the wall right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, the whole. Let's just get behind the curtain for a quick second. I'm sorry to digress, but I digress. Sorry, is that? Can I not say that? Did I just?
No,
all right, fair enough.
We got Richie from Boston. Now we got Sally from Philly.
No, we just decided to. One day we got up in the morning and just did it. We got up like one Sunday morning. It's stupid early and just started doing it. And we just started. It was just stream of consciousness, just so we can talk. And we sat on the phone like two girls and fucking just bitched. And all of a sudden, like people responded really crazy, and it was amazing. I didn't expect it, and thank everybody for listening. But Now they're like, oh, it's a regular show. I'm like, it wasn't supposed to be, but all right. Like,
It
okay,
definitely
okay,
should
I
be,
guess.
Sal. I mean, you guys. I mean, I understand your time is valuable, absolutely, but it's the reason why everyone in the business, whoever, all you have to do is say your name, and everyone's face lights up.
You get
Everyone
two
smiles.
reactions. You get,
No,
or
like
you get
maybe from 5 or 6 people, and those 5 or 6 people aren't ones I want to deal with anyway. Everybody else, it's like fucking Christmas to them. It's like opening a present, getting to hang around with you, and you just have a natural charisma, and it's not because of the size and being a giant and that shit. It's just who you are. It's very relatable, and it's always lifts everybody's spirits when you're around, man. Even if we're hot about something, it always makes it better when you're here. So that's why it's magic,
show,
dude.
so we can have something to go off on. So we have a positive note. Let's get back to these fucking cunts that need to be fucking killed.
I know he doesn't like to get put over, but that is the fucking truth, man. Coast to coast.
Hang on,
like
ready?
butter and
We
toast.
got some Stevie updates.
Yeah.
Just do the show without me. I think my computer's fucked. No apps are working right. Hell of a fucking thing. I'm gonna fucking buy an Apple. Good for you. Thanks, pal.
Hey, could we do a new design
doesn't-
for a shirt? Maybe one of the fans out there could do a new design for a shirt where we have a milk carton, like Stevie's picture on it.
Ask him just to get him hot. Do you have Skype on? Can you get Skype on your phone? Because I'd like to have him phone in just to be that we can rib him that way too.
Tell him we're gonna replace him with fake Stevie. We'll bring on Meanie.
Oh man.
I'm telling him we're gonna call his house.
Citizen Slim says I was just writing Sal's Tinder profile, but
Oh.
hey man, that's everyone would be swiping there. Sal, if Sal was on Tinder, there'd be nonstop dates. His wife might not like it, but
Swipe right, man. Swipe.
Sniper, no sniping.
that's right.
So I told him we're gonna call, and he's no-sold me. I think he shut his phone off. He was like,
Let
so
him
the
have
little
it.
icon next to it.
You
just
know
went,
he's hot right now about tag. Nothing gets him
Oh,
hotter.
dude, he's stiffing all those chinks in the basement right now. When Yakuza kicks in.
Oh shit!
Look at that. Yeah,
See if
it's
Power
over.
bomb.
Came in, she was like, "What happened?"
That's
And he
it.
just fucking threw it in.
He didn't even
didn't
fucking
even
like
slap
tap
the
his
leg.
leg to let him know it was coming. He just fucking wailed. He actually looked
He
away
didn't
like he
slap the
wasn't gonna, and he
leg.
fucking came back with it. Poor bastard, never saw it coming.
Oh man!
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
was our second guest? Was he the connection to our second guest? Is he, the
Yeah,
second guest
let me
that
see.
coming on
I don't
now?
know if I got Hartnett on or not. Let me see.
Just do it without me. I'll be busy smashing my iMac with a hammer.
I
Tell
don't
him who does he think he is? Hillary Clinton?
Say, okay, Hillary.
Let's see if Johnny Boy. Oh, come on.
Ben, call him up though. If you can't get Hartnett, call Stevie anyway.
I tried. It won't let me add
Tell
him.
him just to pick up.
Oh, on the phone.
Yeah, just call him on the phone like a guest.
I
Just
don't have it
just
wired.
say
I don't
hi
have
to
the
him.
cable right here to add.
5
Let's see
seconds.
if he fucking.
Give us 10 seconds. You. Papa Don.
Yeah. I popped him.
Oh, we do. Johnny Boy.
Yo, what's going on?
Oh man, we're having a good old time over here. Stevie's computer shit the bed, so we're ribbing left and right. But ladies and gentlemen, a friend and supporter of the show, great guest always. I'm glad he's returned here. John Hartnett from American Top Team back with us. Stevie was going to be the hookup on here, but he's having technical difficulties. So welcome back, bro.
Oh man, good to be back. It's not a surprise that Stevie ran out, but you know,
He's big
whatever.
leaguing.
We'll carry the load for him.
Right
No big
on,
deal.
man. You guys, if you're not familiar, you might have seen John on Impact Wrestling as part of Bobby Lashley's team. He was the guy who was getting the shit kicked out of him every week and coming out with more and more gimmick crutches, neck braces, the whole nine. Great independent wrestler in Florida right now, polishing his game, and also team manager for American Top Team. So I wouldn't fuck
And
with him.
also, didn't remember when the Vegas shootings came out? Who was the guy who gave us the fucking layout?
Absolutely. As though if you want to go back and check out, his layout from that on those shows that we did. I think it was the first one and maybe the third one. But we wanted to talk about the suicides that have kind of gone on in the wake of the New Zealand massacre, and just a bigger part of what did they call it in Sandy Hook, the the operation name when the whole town was in on it. You know what I mean?
Newtown.
Well, Capstone. It was like
Capstone.
a capstone for.
It's a capstone event. They have to sign the waiver and the whole bit.
But this seems like, is all tied in right on the heels of it in a week to have 3 suicides, 2 from 2 different massacres, American style, just to drive home that emotional, trauma-based MK Ultra that 9/11 was, so they can turn around yet again and take more civil liberties. John, what's going on the ground over there by Parkland by you, man?
Man, and I don't know. Did you guys also see that they had the principal from Stoneman Douglas? They reassigned him, and now he's also under investigation as well. And that was all within the same week. Did you see that?
I did not see that. Could you debrief us on that, man? I'm not
so I'll send you the link. I sent Stevie the link. He had it from the Miami Herald. I sent it over to him. But that was the first thing I'd seen, which was like last Thursday, which I think it was, which raised the red flag immediately with me, which was like, it's just now that they're finally putting this guy under investigation. Like, why wasn't he the first one to go?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like from people that I knew that were inside the school that actually like moved their kids out of the school because they just didn't like the way things were after the shooting had happened and the way things were being handled and just how they were just like coddling all these kids and just basically giving them a free pass to fuck off.
Yeah, like bringing the petting dogs in. That's all you do all day is sit in a beanbag
petting
chair
dogs,
and pet
but
dogs.
they literally gave them a fuck off pass where they had these passes where they could at any point in time just excuse themselves for the day. And, because they're having too much, mental anxiety, mental stress, PTSD, that they can't go through class for the rest of the day. So
that feels like their get out of jail free card. So later when parents come to sue, which they all will, they'll say, see, we tried to provide as much mental cushioning in the PTSD wake as we could instead of stressing them out further with schoolwork. Like, I think that's just like kind of like a later when they know the hammer's about to drop on them, they can play that little, it won't do anything for them, but they can say it,
Yeah, they had that. And then they had this guy, the principal, standing outside, literally hugging every student as they're coming inside the school.
Fuck
and
you.
giving
Who are
them
you, the
hugs.
Pope?
And these are all like 14-year-old, 15-year-old kids.
Yeah, they love it. 14-year-olds
man.
love that shit. They love hugging the principal in front of everybody.
Touched by fucking principals.
Yeah, by like 50-year-old men, right? Like,
did you go over there and get
thing.
John? Did you go over there and get in line to get one or no?
No, I would have stood out. I got the facial hair right now. I would have stood out like stored up.
Well,
if I
we would have known
I
because
probably
your
could
camera
have
isn't
passed
on.
for 14.
Do you have video, John, by any chance you can share, or are you just on gimmick?
Oh yeah. You can put me on video if you want.
Well, you
gotta do
on
it,
video.
Oh, I don't know. Oh fuck. Here we go.
Complacency,
Who taught
sorry.
you about
You gotta be
about
complicit.
technology?
Where's Stevie?
There he is. There
Oh, look
he
at
is.
his
Like
pretty
that
fucking
guy.
face. Look at this guy.
Where's-
Tell me a principal wouldn't hug the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
Hey,
dude.
James Belushi would love some of that ass.
No.
Wow.
Well, welcome.
I'm
Pathetic. Look at that pathetic beard. That's less than nothing. 14 of my wives have a better beard than that piece of shit.
They're all Italian. Somebody in the chat room just said, "What is that? A Mets hat? What a fucking heel!"
That's right.
Hey, I'm a fellow Mets fan. I feel your pain, brother. Don't worry
Well,
about
you're
it.
half Puerto Rican, so you
I'm
got
not
me.
half Puerto Rican.
What's that one dude, Skylab? He got all hot and is getting sent to Syracuse into my backyard. Like he tried to cut a heel promo. Wrong fucking thing to do. Yeah,
Right?
I call him Skylab. But
not to sidetrack, but where were you when Jim Boeheim ran over that guy over?
I was there that night. I did a whole stand up bit about it. 6 days later, I had a stand up set, and dude, I opened up. I dug myself in a hole so hard. I was like, man, I was at that Louisville game. Was anybody else there? Fucking crickets. I was like, oh shit. and I go, I drove that same stretch of road. It was icy that night. I go, it could have happened to any of us, and tragedy completely. Everyone's like, yeah. And I go, and I felt bad for Boeheim. I know he doesn't drink or anything. I go, but what if, the conspiracy side of me takes over? I go, what if he really was a thrill killer. You know what I mean? And then people came along and I did this whole bit on Netflix and Kill because of all the fucking shit that they're putting on there, right? So just the fact that he was pumped and murdering people after games. And then I did a nose pick thing because that's classic Boeheim. Everybody around here knows that he picks his nose during the middle of the game like that. So it got over pretty big, but I was fucking digging my way out of the hole from the fucking jump with that one, man. Much like it went over on this segment. So good.
When I told my wife, I go, here's the thing. I go, Ben didn't come to the podcast because he was at the game with his wife, and then the fucking coach killed a dude. She was like, oh my God, it's been okay.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Okay? This guy's dead. Who cares if Ben's okay? He went to the same game. The guy that killed someone.
Hey, guys. Stevie can't get in. He's locked out of Skype.
Yeah, I tried to call him.
He just hit us up again.
How dare he?
Well, what did he do?
Everybody email Stevie and tell him what a cunt he is for not being
at
here.
BWO Stevie on Twitter. Stevie Richards on Instagram. Definitely be like, Stevie, where are you?
Tell him you were going to donate to his fucking camera gimmick, but he's not here, so fuck him.
We should start a hashtag. Skype over strong on Stevie or something.
Well, they're waiting for the resurrection of Stevie Christ. That's the big thing. That's what we're waiting for the Easter season.
People are burning their bands in protest.
John, tell me more about the principal being investigator reassigned. I'm not sure what that's about, and I also kind of want to touch base with Wolfgang Helbig this week too in the wake of this, because man, has he been silenced. That Dear Wolfgang Marty Leeds documentary is completely scrubbed from the internet, and yesterday I got an email from YouTube. My channel's been officially demonetized forever.
All right, good for you.
Double appeal and shut down. Go ahead, Johnny.
Damn. Well, it's funny you bring up Wolfgang too, because I was talking to Stevie about a month ago. I saw
not over Skype, right?
Yeah, not over Skype, over text.
Because you talked to him.
Yeah, we were texting. But I'd sent him an article that I'd seen where it was, the New York Times, where they were talking, and they had, talked about the Alex Jones case that was going on and everything that was going on with that, and they brought up Wolfgang, and the way they even talked about him and painted him in the picture of him in that New York Times article, where it was like, how dare this man ask for like records of kids brain matter and 50 to 60 gallons of blood, like where's the paperwork for this and where's the paperwork for that? Like, man, like where is it? Like,
how dare you, like, let's get past that. How dare you, right? Let's talk about how the coroner declared them all dead that night, and they took them out in the middle of the night. The parents didn't even get to see them. Let's talk about they ate lunch in the building while the bodies are fucking warm down the hallway. The logistics of 16 guys going through a fucking window instead of one of them opening the door after one goes through the fucking breach of the window. There's just so many logistic things that aren't emotionally based, but they have a trauma-based reaction of how dare you even question, which is the whole MO of faking a killing of kindergartners, because it's unquestionable.
That's what they're counting on. They're counting on the fact that nobody wants to touch it because children are dead. But they're not fucking dead.
How about the money trail? They all got $180-something thousand payout, and now none of the families even live in the town anymore?
Let's compare it. Let's just, for a second, let's just take it on a little fantasy walk and compare it to fucking Colorado, all right? All the parents still fucking live there. All the parents are still
doesn't fit the Columbine mold. Columbine feels real, and the others feel like a copycat, don't they?
Columbine did not get a payout. Columbine, nobody got their houses paid for. Columbine did not get any kind of fucking subsidiary money thrown at them. Okay? Everybody is still there. Nobody committed suicide. Nobody, as a matter of fact, they went and fucking they deconstructed these assholes from the fucking trenchcoat mafia that they weren't the picked on kids. These were the assholes who picked on people.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, in the time that is spent, the time span that has gone from here to there, these jerk-offs, Klebold and Dylan Klebold and the other cunt, Eric,
Harris,
whatever his name is. I don't
Harris,
care.
yeah,
Those fucking twats got fucking demystified. They weren't the fucking poor, sad nerds. Everybody was like, oh, poor guys.
Or this kid from Sandy Hook who's a fucking 98-pound, kid with all types of issues.
He always had all kinds of problems. Fuck him too, because it didn't fucking happen. Okay, let's.
Did they ever release the names of the kids who passed away? Because I was having this discussion with the booker last night, and
they can't.
But look at what we just talked about logistically. In the wake of all this, where they're even talking about Sandy Hook again, none of those things are even brought up, mentioned, or known by the Nancy Browns. And before we have the New Zealand shooting, we have in the week before the New Zealand shooting that the families of Sandy Hook can sue Remington, which is like a what the fuck, oh my God moment, driven home by New Zealand, then driven home by these suicides. It's trauma-based mind control to push an agenda. It's the 9/11 bigger fucking picture for to take away more social civil rights. It's exactly how they want to do it. And you can go back and listen to the Eric Holder footage where he says every day we have to brainwash them into thinking differently about guns. And if you're fucking if that's all some 14 to 18-year-olds are going to see are the quick sound bites, they're sticking to their fucking plan. For him to say that on camera was almost a big fucking mistake.
Yeah. And like, we're workers, man. Like, you can read between the lines. You see it, like
this guy.
You look through.
Were you on Impact, motherfucker? Oh, shit.
Sal and I think, Sal, have you had Sabu high face you with a chair? Right? Were we part of that? Part of that cult together? No.
You'd never sell that shit.
Sell it. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. No, I used to have to stay up at 2:00 in the morning to watch Sal. That's where I watched Sal.
Fuck yeah, man.
It was much easier to watch. It was much easier to watch than Impact.
Yeah, it's so much easier to watch me when you're fucking dumb tired.
He was on that show Hunks. That's what I used to watch him on, wasn't that one?
Or Cheaters, right? With the guy who got stabbed on the boat.
Wait, there was you used to watch a show called Hung?
You don't remember that, Hunks? It was on fucking...
Not Hunks, I said Hung, with a G. Forget it.
That was another channel.
Hongs? That's in Stevie's basement. He's kicking the shit out of the Hongs right now.
Ben used to watch it scrambled. Wouldn't pay for that shit.
000.
Is that what it was? Honks, like where they had the slut and they'd bring out the fucking dudes. Is that what it was called? I was trying to pull. That was a deep fucking pull, dude, right there.
It was good shit. But like, I just gotta say, look at fucking this guy's popping for it, huge, because he watched it every goddamn time it was on. Look at him. Look at him. He knows.
We'll be back in 2 and 2. John, so what else are I wanted to talk MMA with you. We kind of got the Stooge report on Ronda Rousey's behavior before anything took off, and we've seen some of that come to fruition. But hot story from today was wrestling Stooge they were politicking to have him ref at WrestleMania be a big fucking surprise for the main event. And then he steps away from UFC, and there's allegations that there's going to be sexual assault charges in Ireland. As he retires from MMA conveniently via Twitter. Not that he's not sitting on a fucking pile of diamonds and whiskey right now, based on his payday from Mayweather.
The way he did it, like it was like nothing.
Yeah.
Hey lads, everybody, I give you a high five. All of you fuckers. Oh, good for you doing the MMA thing. I'm gonna leave though because nobody watch me. It's cool. Everybody be cool.
I'm tripping up to Boston, y'all.
Proper pina coladas over here. Everybody else watch that.
Pina coladas.
I'm gonna punch this broad in the mouth. I'll punch the fucking cunt. But you guys watch them over there. Good for you. I'm out.
So that's pretty much how it went down, John.
Yeah. So he was under fight negotiations for a fight this summer with Donald Cerrone. Was originally who it was talked about they wanted him to fight, and this talk about him with the rape allegations from Ireland. There was a Reddit post about it. I want to say, 4, 5, 6 months ago. That it kind of came out. It was on Reddit, and people kind of knew about it, but it wasn't really brought out there into the light. And it was funny because as the negotiations went along with this, he pulled the same move that he used a few years ago at the Nate Diaz negotiations, where he retired on Twitter and basically, worked everybody into thinking he wasn't coming back, and it was just a negotiation tactic to get more money in the long run. So his recent negotiation tactic was to ask the UFC for a piece of the earnings for the company.
Right.
He wanted sharing of the company, and Dana came out and said no, it wasn't happening. So I'm sure he was persistent about it and said no about it, and he's got other options he can pursue. So it's not like he's nailed into this coffin, and backed into a corner like a lot of these other fighters where they have no other options and they have to play the UFC's game.
Yeah.
He uses his, all the slack he has, and now he's going to retire again, which more than likely isn't true. He could be back as soon as, this summer. He could be back in August. He could be back in November to fight Khabib again. He could be back next year, or he could be at WrestleMania.
Whenever he gets a fucking boner to go punch somebody in the face,
well,
he'll be like, I'm back, lad.
The other part of that is this thing with, have you heard anything about how legit this accusation is? Is it a Enzo Amore type thing, and is there text and video that are kind of going to be out that back it up or anything like that?
It was pretty legit. I can find the Reddit thread for you, the original thread where they have all the documented stuff, because they weren't allowed to release the name of who the victim was or the assailant was, and they were kind of able to put the pieces together before it even came out that it was Conor, that it was him.
Okay.
that they were talking about.
There's this weird Irish bearded dude fucking my mouth and punching me in the cunt.
He had white powder all over. He had white powder all over his face. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah. If you want to look into it, you can just go find it on Reddit. If you look into the Conor McGregor.
How many fucking times has Nova retired? Nova's retired like 6 times, and he's still in the business. So
well, he just keeps changing his name. Bro Rocker from the chat room wants to know, John, were the Nigerians involved?
Yes. They all had Trump hats on. I can't wait till my fucking Trump hat shows up. I cannot fucking wait.
Marty Usman possibly could have been involved.
Oh man, we covered.
I'm kind of pissed about the Nigerians. That Prince still hasn't sent me my fucking money that he promised.
Papa Don, you know what? Send me, because I also sent him like $600 to get him out of jail. He was a political prisoner, and I sent him money, and he's never got back to me.
Prince died, you guys. You're not getting that money back. We're also looking at New Zealand as relates obviously to this, man. The hero dad they just sent from James Fetzer's site where he's on the ground texting while supposedly protecting a child, and like the fact that they're doing false flags, first person shooter, like that he had the camera mounted to the gun, and there's logistics after you get over the emotional I'm watching a snuff film pretty much of wait, that doesn't match up with the gun.
Off to it, so it's fake.
I was waiting for him to like reach behind, pull a knife, and like do the
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
I'm out of bullets.
All out of bullets.
Pulled out the money.
Yeah,
him, baby.
Exactly. But the people say that he picked up a clip that was on the ground loaded too. So I've yet to deconstruct it to that level. I just watched the Fetzer piece that we sent over through the chat, and it's undeniable that while there's a massacre going on, he's on his fucking phone. John, my question to you is phone addiction that strong?
Yeah, phone addiction is definitely that strong, bro. You kidding me? People won't get off their phones.
John, the question is, who has the best? Is it AT&T or Sprint?
Verizon.
What the fuck? What kind of fucking question?
You think I can't fucking get hardcore? I'm the school marm around here. I'll fucking shake it up around here.
See what happens when you go on vacation and you take pictures of your hairy Frodo fucking toes? Come on.
Who do you think you're fucking with around here? I've been on the no-fly list longer than all of you. Fuck you.
Shit, that's tremendous.
Just because you don't come off the top rope don't mean you're on the no-fly list.
Oh man, I don't know. It's just too much, John. And in the capstone that was Sandy Hook, and the way that Wolfgang laid it out logistically and following the money and things out of operation and out of order, and the media push that we've seen where the Fox Newses across the country in all 50 states break down the same talking points through the same talking heads. I was watching it at Planet Shitlist. You know, I could just feel it in the way things moved out. What do you think is next to come? Is there really going to be a push for ban on assault weapons in America? I think that is going to be the legislation, and I wouldn't doubt if Trump runs with it to fucking get the other side.
It's funny you say that because I was talking to one of my friends today, my friend Cole. I won't say his last name, but if you know me, you probably know who it is. But my friend Cole, that we were talking about today, and he's like super pro gun, and I'm not really a gun guy, but the fact that they don't want me to own them makes me want to own one.
Yeah.
You know, and I was talking to him about it, and he was talking about, hey, election year is coming up, and he's like, it's the best thing to invest in next to silver and gold is buying assault rifles right now. You can buy one for $500, and he's like, by the time the election rolls around, you can sell them for $2,000.
Yeah.
And people are happily paying. And he's like, basically, like, without a doubt, like, he's investing in it now. He thinks it's a no-brainer. Like, it's going to make him money, and like, he wants them for himself anyways, but he's buying them in stock just to have them, just to sell them and have ammunition, because he's like, without a doubt, you know, if a Democrat gets in, it's going to happen for sure. But he was even saying, like, there could even be the swerve, and it could be a Trump thing. Like, boom, assault rifle's gone. Bam, you know, like, and that's it. And
I got a 3D printer. I can make the bottom part.
Bro, Ben, what about the fucking the crossbow I sent? Remember the repeating
Phenomenal.
crossbow?
I've been waiting
it's got a
for
bump
that.
Stock.
Yeah.
It's got a
well,
fucking bump
now
stock.
let's talk about that shit for a minute. So, two things. People, the bump stock. Oh, the fuck! He's got a cock sucking bump stock on that motherfucker. Look at that, a bump stock. God damn it! Like a fucking bump stock. You know what a bump stock does? It takes a fucking little bit of the fucking kick off, so you can shoot 150 rounds instead of 130 rounds, and your shoulder doesn't hurt as much. Bump stock. Fuck you. You have no idea what you're even talking about with assault weapons, and I hate to even. I won't.
AR-15s, AR-15s, you motherfucker.
I won't out one of my friends like you did yours. His name's Dave, and he's on TV.
Like you did yours, you fucking piece of shit.
He's on TV on a very popular show, and one of my mentors. And the other day he said, I have a problem with people being able to buy assault rifles. And I think I went back at him. I was like, but do you have a problem of an 18-year-old can go in and buy an auto-loading 12-gauge Remington shotgun with no background check at all that same day? And he says, I have a problem with that too. Now, but that's not what you said. You're having a reaction to assault rifle because you saw it in Rambo. An AR-15 is a semi-automatic fucking weapon. And I'm here to tell you, if it comes down to it and you go, what would you rather get shot with, an AR-15 at 40 yards or a fucking 12-gauge? I'm taking the AR-15 every time because that's a high-velocity weapon and will go right through you.
Let's go to the non-gun people.
A 12-gauge will put a hole in you the fucking size of, you know,
Ben,
like.
shut the fuck up.
They don't know.
He's popping a heart on here. Guns, yeah.
But they're like against one thing, but they have no idea.
Back to the basics. An M16, Ben, that was handed to every soldier
18-year-old
from the United States military, right? It was made. The parts were made by Mattel. The parts were not made, and this is everybody knows this. Anybody who knows a gun, the parts weren't made to kill. They were made to maim. So you had to carry the guy back, because if you killed him, fuck it, leave him. If you maimed him, you have to take him back. It's part of the Geneva Convention.
Yeah.
So they made the gun not to kill. Every time some fucking asshole on Twitter is like, we should ban guns that kill people. All guns kill people, you fucking asshole, if you put it between their eyes.
Yeah.
Scissors kill people.
Thank you.
Yeah,
hands kill people.
Vicious, they'll tell you.
Zing.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, you could tell your friend if he wants to make money, instead of investing in semi-automatics, tell the kid to learn how to bump and join wrestling because all wrestlers make money.
Yeah, we make tons. I'm fucking super rich.
Wrestling dolls. Wrestling dolls will sell too. You don't do that. But yeah, it boggles my mind how Nancy Brown hears bump stock and is like, bump stock, AR-15. Meanwhile, I go to Walmart, literally went to Walmart, paid $200 and got a shotgun. That I can blow somebody's guts apart with.
And you're probably going to use it at close range.
8-year-old with a fucking shotgun I bought that day because they didn't make me wait. You know
That
why?
day.
Because I got a job. I have a job, and I'm a white dude. And I walked in and I went, "Can I get a shotgun?" They went, "Yeah, here you go." Thanks, pal. And I did that. And that's what I did. And I went out and I can go shoot my neighbors and the next 6 neighbors because it fills fucking it. Anyway, I'm digressing. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter bump stock or not, but those are the buzzwords that whatchamacallit, Good Morning America. Those are the words they drilled into your head. Good Day New York and all this other bullshit that you
Your
hear.
favorite show, The View.
Joy Behar.
Yeah.
Cardi,
Cardi,
he masturbates to her.
you haven't heard Cardi B's new single Bump Stock? Well, let me fire up even worse, Sal. So here's the other part of that too. And today, and I'm thinking of the demographic of who they're trying to scare with this propaganda. They want weed in New York. Everything's CBD oil. The last 2 months, I've seen so much CBD everything to mainstream it to the Nancy Browns, the wine crowd, right? So here comes weed. I'm just in Canada. The first legal weed shop was maybe 45 minutes up the road in Welland when I was there 3 months ago. Now, I'm not bullshitting you. 3 blocks on the hill, Niagara Falls, you can see the border crossing, and you're at the weed shop. That's how close, right? So
shit.
they're coming to New York because they're not going to give up $760 million in taxes.
No, man.
You want to buy weed? You want to buy weed in New York? You go in, you give the ID, they instantly enter you in the system. If you're a gun owner, you're not allowed to buy weed and guns at once. So you're in a registry where they are talking about gun confiscation based on who's on the weed list already. So if you want one, you can't have the other. Dude, like weed is a trigger drug to fucking send people into some shooting rage or something. They want to try and tie the two together. What propaganda demographic scare tactic is that? Some 60 to 70-year-old who might try weed, but they won't if they have to give up their guns. Like,
no, I don't even think that, dude, because
most hunters in the woods are high and drunk as fuck.
Usually drunk. Because they'll turn around. Yeah, they'll just say,
Holy shit. Sorry, guys.
What's the matter?
Adriana DeChico, she just hit us up. She just sent something to me saying, a man in custody. This breaking news just came out. A man in custody after authorities find assassination plans to attempt and kill the president, along with substance powder in the plans to blow up the Pentagon. I-68 closed down in result with FBI traffic stop.
Anthrax.
Oh, fuck.
I was here, you guys. You guys know I was here the whole time.
No, we have proof.
Where's Stevie?
Stevie is not here. He fucking couldn't take it. Fuck you. Fuck this fucking Mac. I've had enough. I'm going out.
Drove down the Atlanta highway angry and just went right to D.C.
Enough is enough.
Oh.
And I can't
Now,
take it.
literally at the same time, Papa Don got that. My wife sends me, police arrest man for reportedly fighting with himself in a Wawa, and then she follows it up with JTP.
I'm going one up on that. Here's my high spot in the fucking shotgun finish from Drudge Report. Person with sword killed. 2 officers shot after incident at Church of Scientology in Inglewood.
Who shot them?
GGP,
Guy
go.
had a sword,
what's
for fuck's
what's
sake.
your headline? GGP, go.
Stevie.
He's on a
went
tear.
into- Stevie went into the headquarters of Apple and started super kicking everybody.
Dude, he went after Church of Scientology, the Pentagon, and the Apple Store in the time that he's been off the air. That is, if that's not a testament to the fucking endurance and cardio factor of StevieRichardsFitness.com, you guys. I mean, you can do a triple attack in 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's incredible.
Forget 16 weeks. He just did it in a couple hours. His new band
2
program.
hours,
Killer.
all the people he's shot.
Somebody
killed.
better check and see if DDP's still alive.
That would be the first one. It would be like DDP Studio assaulted. Stevie
Oh, shit on a shingle. Oh, man. Anything else on your mind, man, before we sign off and go to the mailbag here, John? Or if you want to, I don't want to eat up your time. You're welcome to stay because Stevie's not doing a run-in. If you want to stay for the mailbag, you're welcome if you got stuff to do, man.
About that.
Sure. Yeah. I'm good.
All right, man. Cool. Then
Yeah.
I'll bring this up here.
You're like the Jason Todd of the Horsemen now.
Oh no.
Awesome.
Wow.
Strong.
Hope it doesn't end like that.
Where's the fucking heat?
That's
For
it.
real.
Drudge Report just has up a picture of Rachel Maddow's big fucking stupid face. So that story hasn't really hit first. So breaking here first, you guys, is it a patsy? I mean, here we are with a lot of misdirections. What the fuck is going on? Or is it, an SJW who just enough is enough and it's time for a change?
I said no, ma'am.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
exactly
Hang on.
right.
Time out. Justin French left at the beginning of the show. He's like, I got some stuff to do.
Yeah.
And he just fucking bailed. He never bails. And he's in Tennessee. How long would it take him to get to DC?
I got some couple.
Well, he is a
things.
race car driver, so who knows?
That's true. He hauls ass, man. Holy shit, you guys. Apologies for not being up on the conspiracy horseman at gmail.com gender
Yeah, I don't know
neutral
if you guys
messaging
knew,
system.
But Ben was on vacation.
Supposedly.
Fucking
I'm going to go from the top down. Fuck it. From Pixel Pony. Hello, Horseman. I've been watching the Project Blue Book TV series on History Channel Online, and I'm liking it so far. I'm up to episode 4. They're throwing something else into the pot every episode. I think conspiracy theory enthusiasts can easily like these series, maybe even learn a thing or two, like I learned the Germans invented UFOs before the Greeks did. Keep up the good work. Are you guys watching
That
Project
is
Blue?
fictitious.
It's fictitious. I want to get into it. I just haven't had the time before I went on vacation. I was working too much.
Wait, you went on
yeah.
vacation?
Yeah,
We
yeah, to
get
Jamaica.
it. You were on vacation.
Weed sucks there. Project Blue Book. Anybody up on it? I want to start it.
I watched the whole season.
Okay, hit us up, man. What are you thinking?
No, I think I'm gonna go on vacation. Hold on. It was good. It was good. It was a little glorified via Hollywood,
Quick
They kept dropping the word, oh, my husband's working for Project Blue Book. Obviously, if you're working for the government, you're not letting everybody know the fucking name of the spot,
Right.
You know.
Do you not think they're not doing that?
Of course
you don't
not.
You don't think Nancy Brown is telling her fucking Oprah Book Club, my husband works for Area 56.
Area 56. There we go. Oh, wow.
Hartnett says,
Hartnett's
fuck
like,
it.
Fuck it, I'm out.
He's like, I got to crank one
Back.
out.
He's like, fuck this, man.
But back.
No,
you're there, but your
I
video
just
went
say
out.
Did you go through a tunnel?
You,
Mi-
you just botched the spot.
Is
kid.
Michael
Learn to
Jackson
work.
touching you?
Hit the video icon. There we
Just
go.
picked up a hitchhiker.
There you go. There you
Oh, that's
go.
There we go.
It would have been
Yeah.
sweet if he came back with like a Boston Red Sox hat on. Like he fucking
Or he
just
came
keeps...
back with Stevie in the car. Just the fucking driver.
Oh, he's out.
he's
I
out.
got it, Stevie.
So yeah, the show is good. I mean, the acting's good. It's a little far-fetched as far as being a Hollywood glorification piece, but it's not bad. It's definitely entertaining. Hey, do you have any coins in that car? You can show us your coin collection,
Like Danny DeVito from Throw Mama from the Train.
I can't tell what's going on right now.
We saw your dashboard, so you had the camera on, but it was just faced the other way. This new Skype is a motherfucker, man. They
He's trying
updated
to pick
Skype.
up a hooker. He
Yeah, you
doesn't
look
want us to
good.
see him.
If Chevy symbol hasn't changed, no Mandela effect there. If you guys want to fucking make a lot of money and drive fancy cars, get into MMA.
Impact pays you.
Impact. Small
Impact, they
conspiracy.
make the pay-
Small conspiracies from
flip your
Chad
camera. We see your dashboard. Now we see nothing. Never mind.
from Chad Calder. Anybody else on Project Bluebeam? Sally, you guys watch it at all? I haven't
Blue
seen
Book.
Well, I didn't get to watch the whole thing like some people did, but
Yeah.
I just watched a couple episodes, and it's
Can I
the
tell you
version.
why I watched it?
Go ahead, don't yell at me.
No, I'm not yelling. Because the guy who's the lead actor is from Game of Thrones, so I was just marking out for him because he's a good actor.
it. Which
So
one?
that's it.
Which dude?
He played Baelish.
Okay. Yeah, Littlefinger's good, man.
Lance,
Is there
You know
any?
what? That's not the first time you've said that. I've
Yeah,
heard you say that in the
well.
OVW locker room too.
Fuck yeah! How do you think I
Littlefinger's
get? I end up
My
right.
push, kid.
And I ended up writing the show. Fuck it.
like I feel like to me it was the same. Just to throw in a little pop culture.
Yeah.
I felt like it was the same as the Motley Crue Dirt video,
Really?
like the show.
They were doing a lot
It
of
felt
blowing
like-
fucking whores all the whole time. I gotta
like-
watch this shit.
Dude,
No,
that shit
I-
was great.
Brother, relax. I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said
You get
it
mad.
felt like it was. It felt like it was the Lifetime version of it.
Right.
Ah,
Like the
And that's how I feel
let's
the
condense
Project
it.
Blue Book
Let's
thing.
condense a decade of destruction into.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like That's what they're doing. Project Blue Book. It's like, here, let's just condense it so these idiots can chew this and swallow it.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's for. It's for Tim and Nancy Brown, right? To fucking be introduced to our world. Did you watch it, John?
No, I haven't seen any of that, but I've seen
He's got
all
a life.
the
He's busy.
yeah. I've seen a lot of the ancient alien stuff lately. That's just been like the same kind of thing where it's just like it's kind of giving these people like a layman's version of like,
Here's a softball, guys.
you know, hey,
Do it up.
And I wonder why we can't get a show because we ain't pitching those softballs out here, you know. Yeah, I think that, and we're gonna do a show on Curse of Oak Island once the guys all kind of catch up. That's really been a groundbreaking show. I mean, sometimes they find shit and they're not exciting,
Come
but
on, dude, you're getting worked.
I don't know, dude. There's a lot of good
You're
evidence.
never gonna find anything. If
It
they
doesn't.
find
It
the
doesn't
show's
matter.
over.
It's not about that. It's about the revision of
There's
the
a lot
story.
going on in that.
There's a lot more than just like treasure. Yeah, no, it's not, dude. It's something bigger. It's something bigger in the history of the world that gets painted in there. I think you'll really like it once you get into it. The Knights Templar, all that shit. Small conspiracies from Chad Calder. Hey, Horsemen. So as I've said before, I'm a skeptic about a lot of grander conspiracies, but I'm open to hearing about them because of the smaller proven conspiracies out there. For example, I recently found out one of Big Oil's largest lobbyists' actions is federal, state, and county governments, and is not for what people usually think, drilling rights, etc., but to the lobby for increased speed limits. What? Yeah, look into it. I did some digging, and these are the numbers from my own experiments. I have a fairly economical vehicle, a 2017 Hyundai Tucson. At 55 miles an hour.
Must be an MMA guy, huh?
It must be.
not Chevy.
At 55 miles an hour, I get 34 miles a gallon. At 65 miles an hour, I get 29 miles per gallon. At 75, I get 22 miles per gallon. That's a 33% increase in fuel consumption. My sister's
33?
Yeah, I know. My sister's Chevy pickup is way worse. Now add in increased fuel costs. Yeah, I know. Sorry, heat on Chevy.
It's a Chevy, man. It's a Chevy.
Add in increased fuel costs, and you have a huge increase in dollars flowing into Big Oil, but it's all sold as us to something that is beneficial to us and a time saver for us. Where I'm going with this is I would love to see a show on a smaller but still impactful conspiracies that most people may not know. Interesting. I like your point there where you're going. It kind of leads me to Fight Club, where they're on the plane and he's talking about his job of going to check out recalls on a car. If X doesn't meet Y in the payout, then we don't do a recall. If we do, then it's across the board. That's his gimmick. I wouldn't doubt if it's a very similar work to that of like, how long can we get away with it? Obviously in Big Oil, that's we're supposed to feel bad about owning a car. So we make our car buying decisions based on that. Saw a story today we shared in our chat, 15 massive ships that are cargo freighters make more CO2 emissions and more emission problems than 750 million cars in America. Or in the world, 15 ships versus 750 million cars. Do we hear about those 15 ships and how can we change the way that those are operating? No, it's on you to feel bad. Man, I fucking suck. I didn't do this. I didn't buy this. I didn't buy this for my car. Like that's the guilt of marketing and consumerism, and that's exactly what he's talking about. Some real madmen shit that got invented in the Coca-Cola era of marketing.
But now the thing is, we'll never hear about it, and the fact that you bring it up makes you the fucking weirdo. That makes you the guy who, oh, this guy's full of shit. Oh, where does Ben get this from? So that makes you the bad guy. That's how everybody has gone and made everything normal. Anytime you bring up something that shakes their fucking branches, then you are the guy, you are the wrong one. You're the conspiracy theorist. You're the nutcase. You're the fucking loony. It doesn't matter. Nobody's heard of it. You bring it up and you try to smarten them up to it. You're the fucking weirdo. So now that's the way we've adjusted our society. The person who ripples the water is the person who's obviously wrong. That's the person who obviously has another agenda. Obviously, Ben's just trying to get his podcast over because that's the
not
big
working.
thing. Yeah, that's the
Coming up on 1 million downloads, though, guys, probably by the end of next month.
right. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, all this information you just dropped, okay? In the chat room, we're talking about Facebook, talking about that you're not allowed to be a white supremacist or whatever else. So
go off on that. Talk about that for a minute.
But that's
here.
that's the point. You're not even a white supremacist.
Today it happened. Facebook said what they deem they didn't even say white supremacists. They said,
but they put you in the same group with the white supremacists, and then you're sent to an organization that tries to get you out of hate groups.
Do you think the Blue World Order has been labeled a white supremacist group, and that's why
they would be, because those are the 3 whitest guys I've ever met.
Yeah, you've seen them dance.
Did you not hear?
And we've heard them rap.
Yeah, we've had rap, motherfucker. Yeah.
Listen, it's no surprise that something's presented in one way, but in actuality, it's a totally different demographic, totally different scenario. Because at the end of the day, you follow the money, you follow the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Big Pharma, right? Big Pharma is the biggest lobbyists in the world. They have all the politicians in their pockets. You think it's a coincidence that when our parents were growing up, no one needed vaccinations? When we were growing up, we only needed 4. Now you need 56 different vaccinations in order to survive? Come on, man. Germs aren't bad. Germs make you stronger. Okay? Now, granted, you want to get a couple of vaccinations so you don't get measles bumps, whatever, and all that shit.
Measles bumps. Holy shit, that's the worst kind of bump.
Bumps, whatever.
Muffled sparks, whatever.
I got muffled sparks on my fucking measles bumps.
Yeah, I got muffled sparks. Yeah, okay.
On my measles bumps. That's all.
Your measles bumps, your muffled
Jesus
sparks.
Christ. We got mesothelioma. JP Wentworth. JP Wentworth in this bitch.
Wait, do you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at here?
Absolutely.
The fact of the matter is, it's
seriously. Look,
money.
Papa Don.
Yes.
Let me dumb this down a little bit for people like me. Let's look at our pets. Let's just look at our pets for a second. Back 20, 30 years ago, people were feeding their dogs whatever the fuck they ate off their tables and handing them, and that was it. Now you can't give them this. Don't give them cheese. Don't give them garlic. Don't give them onions. I grew up in an Italian household. We fed the dog fucking tomatoes and onions and garlic, and the dogs lived till they were 17 years old. I'm not even fucking, it's not even a joke. We had a dog who lived till he was 17, and he ate that shit daily. So now you get these things where, you got to give the dog this, you got to do this, you got to make sure the dog has his shots. Aside from rabies, what shots did we ever give dogs? Like,
I don't know. Ben has a big tub of peanut butter in his house. I don't know what kind of shots he's giving his dog.
Wow.
You see my dogs, they can't get up that high.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to pick him up on the couch.
Yeah, I'd have to lay down on the floor. I have to lay down.
But he was just on vacation. On vacation, you watched your fucking dogs.
I lay on the floor.
Who watched your dogs? I don't want to hear this. Who watched your fucking dogs?
Massey, my ref. Yeah, man.
All right.
Sideburns is the man, dude. That's my dude. Do or die,
2 words, Sal. 2 words. Bottled water. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, all of this has led to this fucking massive thing of how we feel evolved. Now, okay, we got to give our dog Blue Buffalo, and now we got to drink bottled water, otherwise we won't be healthy. We're drinking iron. We're drinking these horrible things that we've been drinking for 30 fucking years.
Sal, the pH in that water. The pH.
Oh, I forgot about the pH. And as a kid, how much fucking pool water have we drank?
Yeah.
Like just little
before or after we peed in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. That's my point. And how many of us got sick to a point of where, we were at a fucking baseball game and the smell of peanuts hit us. And my kid's neck blew up because he's allergic to peanuts. Who the fuck had this shit?
I was allergic to peanuts my whole life.
Are you
I'm
really?
gonna make you eat a fucking sandwich.
I was
peanut
fine.
butter and
Everybody
jelly.
ate peanut butter and jelly near me. I was fine.
Dude, you're allergic to nuts?
No.
No, you don't get to be team manager at American Top Team and not be allergic to nuts. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you stole my fucking joke.
Well, I did it better, so. Fuck.
Dude, ching. Hey, I got one
Go
for
ahead.
you guys. Moving on for Papa Don. I think you might have seen this one. Maybe you too, Sal. Maybe you've been. I'm not sure. But the new Spider-Man.
No, he was on
movie.
vacation. He didn't see
Wait.
Oh, vacation. You might have seen
he's
it
on
on
vacation,
vacation on the
he missed.
plane.
No, I didn't see that shit.
No. Have you seen the new Spider-Man movie?
No, I hate Spider-Man. I hope he
Shut
fucking gets
up,
killed
don't
by
ruin
a
it.
major heel. He
Wait,
sucks,
Which
dude.
one? The commercial? I mean, the trailer for the new one where he's going on the field trip?
Into the
No,
Spider-
the latest one that was like the animated one that was also in the
Oh,
theater.
yeah, that was great, dude.
Yeah, dude. Into the Spider-Verse was awesome, and that Ben loves it.
But the whole thing revolved around what?
CERN and a Large Hadron Collider.
Up your fucking horse. No, it was about all it was about different ideas coming through. That's all.
No. It was
Stop your
about
nonsense.
blending universes and using a quantum computer like Geordie Rose and stealing resources because he wanted to bring his family back from another fucking universe. Come on, dude.
I must have missed that part.
It's all
Was that
there. All the
storyline-
conditioning is there, man.
Yeah, was that storyline the craziest thing or whatever? Like,
That's
I
all right.
couldn't. I was sitting there and I'm watching. I'm like,
And coincidentally, Kingpin kind of looked like Big Sal too. I mean,
It made sense. That's all I'm saying.
100%.
Doesn't matter. Let's move on. Ben, you were talking about fucking.
Scott Summer 76 has been Hameen as King Tut for Batman for Halloween versus Spider Geek. I like the old King Tut, even though
Spider Greek. You fucking non-reading cocksucker.
Spider Greek. Sorry.
they didn't have reading is fundamental on your fucking
Not on the-
vacation.
No, you don't think I
yeah.
wouldn't say Spider Geek instead of Spider Greek? Fuck that guy, dude. I will stomp the shit out of Peter. Ben Hameen would fucking end Peter Parker, bitch ass. Drag Queen story time. Hey guys, saw this.
Fuck that guy. No, fuck that guy. No, the same jerk off who fucking finger banged some kid in the fucking text. Fuck story time, drag queen. Go fuck yourself.
The fact that this is even an issue is disgusting.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the first one, right? We saw the first one with the Dolly Parton style Tu Wong Fu drag queen. It's okay. Look, it's big. It's animated. It's Disney. Now we see the get on the fucking floor and twerk in front of 6-year-olds, put $1 in their fucking G-string drag
What the
queen.
fuck did you say from the first time we did this? Being in drag is a sexual fucking event like stripping. Okay?
And
It's not-
normalized for elementary schoolers.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Back in the Greek days, no offense, Papa Don, back in the Greek days, all the dudes played chick parts for art, telling a story in a play. It wasn't sexualized. Now guys will turn around and they dress up in drag because they like it or they want to do. Who cares? I don't care what you do in your private fucking time. You don't have
Failed.
to read my kid.
Not only all that, let's add this layer on there.
Hold on. Let me just say
Failed
this
the
real quick before-
background check to be
Right.
in
They
a
didn't
place
look.
with children.
They blame some hump at the library.
Shotgunned it for their own social justice warrior. Look how progressive we are in our gated community to have gays around us like Uncle Tom.
Go fuck
Get the
yourself.
fuck out of here.
It's gays, dude. That's my problem. It's not even gay people. You're gonna be, we're gonna blame gay people. It's not gay people.
It's about
There's
them
no
patting
reason-
themselves on the back for introducing their for robbing their innocent children so they can look progressive, that they've introduced pseudosexuality, multisexuality into their little fucking protected
Hey,
worlds.
But it doesn't matter. I don't care about your sexuality. You want to do that at home? That's cool. You do that at home. I'm cool.
Do
with
it at
you.
home, John.
Seriously, fucking harn it, for God's sakes. You want to fucking choke yourself while you jerk off? Fine. Don't do it at the library while reading my kid Pete and the Wolf.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Red
I
band.
don't want you to fucking choke yourself with bands while you
John,
jerk
go
off
with the
in
orange band.
library.
The red band is too strong for you right now. You're only at orange band.
What I was going to say is this is just another example of how Greeks invented something and everybody else in the world fucked it up. Just like democracy, you guys fucked it up and turned it into something perverse and disgusting.
You're standing up. Like when they were dressing in drag, it was all just, this is for the performance. It's nothing to do with my pseudo-sexuality. I'm Greek and straight. It's about the no. They were probably doing the same fucking thing.
Listen, man. You listen.
Fucking,
You live by the sword, you die by the
it's
sword.
degenerate
Once you go
shit,
Greek,
man.
you can't shit for a week, okay?
It's tough for me,
Fair
man.
enough.
Fair enough.
Let me just put something out there. Throw myself under the bus real quick.
Do it.
Ask
So-
Triple D, he knows.
So obviously, you guys know I came up through theater as a kid, been around, all that shit my whole life, right? Like when you're seeing it at 12, 13, and yeah. Luck be a lady tonight. Yeah, luck be a lady tonight. But obviously introduced to, alternative lifestyles at a young age before you even realize what's going on. And then
Andy Dick.
there's kids who've come up in the improv show that has a 20-year legacy that I came through before I went to Chicago in my college, and one of them has transitioned from male to female, not fully with the operation, but of what they're doing, and an incredible performer and an off-Broadway performer and somebody who I have a lot of respect for, who
Right.
I
Do
know
you give a fuck?
who wouldn't put themselves in a situation like that to represent everybody that's in that micro community that they have. So I almost feel bad, like, attacking the person that's on the ground
That's the problem.
twerking,
It's not an attack on them,
but it represents a whole community that's this is what we do on the Horsemen, right? I gotta fucking play the other side.
Fair enough.
I
Fair
can't
enough.
just fucking smash on my own
Fair enough.
emotions because I know this person and I do respect them, especially as a performer, human being. I knew them before they transitioned into where they are now, and they seem much happier. And yeah, they have to push the agenda of their celebrity like we do on Instagram and whatnot. And maybe they get some SJW sympathy likes or pat on the back. Hey, good for you. You're out there working your gimmick. You're doing it.
You're so
That
brave. You're so brave.
It is
So
brave though, to some degree. If you're not in New York City, Greenwich Village, he,
Right,
her,
dude.
whatever their pronoun is, protected. If they're to come back to upstate New York where they grew up and do that, that's a whole different fucking vibe they gotta
Listen,
to get
But
over.
it is.
Nobody-
It is. It really is. No, I go ahead, Papa Don. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But that person, in my opinion, has far more integrity, and I feel bad that I have to
I was
judge
talking to Sal.
the twerking asshole in front of kids, but my friend is lumped in with that group. You know what I
Right,
mean?
but
Well,
that's okay, Papa Don. I apologize. Go the fuck on, please. Killing me.
Go ahead, Sal. Go ahead, Sal. Sal.
But what I wanted to say was
Sal.
about my friend. No, I was on vacation.
It wasn't his wife. Ben was on his vacation with his friend. So
Heartnet, I'm
Go
gonna,
ahead.
I'm gonna,
Look,
fu- I'm gonna,
look,
fu- I'm gonna
stop it.
fucking,
Go ahead.
Heartnet, I'm gonna fart rape you so hard you don't even know what's gonna happen.
Bro, fart rape. Like, I had that explained to me today. I did not know what that was, and when that was explained to me, I was like, "You're shitting me, right?" And I googled it, and it was real. Like, that's a feminist gimmick, huh? That's what they're pushing now.
Yeah, my
started out as
wife
a
just
fucking
got
goof.
sentenced 20 to life for fart rape.
she was put in the fucking electric chair for fart rape.
Yeah, she had to go. She had to go.
But honestly, dude. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Look, I can speak for myself, and I'm pretty sure we're all in the same boat here. It doesn't matter if
Ben was
you're
on a boat.
He was. That's how he got into this country. It doesn't matter if you're gay or you're straight or you transitioned or you're trans. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make you a bad person. And if that makes you happy, who am I to tell you that, hey, you're not allowed to do that because it's not what I like. It's not how I live my life. No, everyone's entitled to their own thing. As long as they're not hurting other people and they're not hurting little kids, then that's fine. Okay? Now, and animals, they're not hurting animals. That's fine. But being that the fact that the percentage of people on this planet that fall into that demographic is so minute to the entire world, and even in this country, it's such a small scale, yet they make it seem, the perception is that everybody's on par equally and that we have to adhere to everything, and they're forcing it down our throats. Every TV show now has a token gay guy or a token transsexual character, and it's not, I'm not saying that they're persecuted because of their life choice. It's just that it's not right to force this down a child's
Put it into
way
their
of
psyche
thinking.
at an age.
Exactly.
You're
Put it in
robbing
their
them of
psyche.
innocence. You're robbing them of
Exactly.
2 or just maybe 3 or 4 years. You see the age getting lowered and lowered and lowered till it's ridiculous. Of like, put them in front of a 6 and 7-year-old who would probably look at them as somebody on Sesame Street. Nothing
Right.
sexually how a teenager to adult would be looking at the scenario.
All right.
Exactly.
There's a guy in Britain, and I forgive me, I don't know the name.
Eddie
The guy's
Izzard.
dressed- It's
What'd you say?
Eddie Izzard. Is that who you were thinking of?
No.
Okay.
He did like a children's show, or like he was a comedian, but he does this
Benny Hill.
he does this woman gimmick. But he's been Aunt
Mrs.
Mimi
Doubtfire.
or Mame or some shit like that. But that's the gimmick. It's like a Mrs. Doubtfire gimmick. So he's done that forever and ever and ever. Okay, great. That's a bit. Milton Berle dressed in drag. That was a bit. He did that
What's
thing.
the
and
black
everybody's like,
dude? Medea, right?
Medea.
Tyler Perry.
And Josephine. What's his name? Flip Wilson. They all used to do gimmicks where they dress like chicks. Dame Edna. Thank you for Dude Bud. Dame Edna. So all these dudes did this shit, and they did a gimmick, and everybody was cool with it. Nobody was ever like, oh, he's gay. Nobody was ever like, oh, he's fuck kids. It was never a problem. Nobody cares. Okay, if you're gay, no one cares. If you're fucking trans, no one cares. When you have to start forcing it down everyone's fucking gullet, okay, and that 6-year-old who has no the fuck idea of what a trans, gay, bi, gender fluid, they, them, him, shim, fucking no clue whatsoever, to slam that, Billy Crystal and soap, exactly, to slam that down someone's throat at that age when they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. They don't even know what their dick and fucking gimmick is for.
But this is the Eric Holder brainwash them gun fucking push at a young age. That's why they want to introduce it. So 2 generations from now, when those kids grow up, that'll just be something that was in their fucking
so let me
purview.
ask you a question. Why don't we have a Ben Dewar version where Ben Dewar dresses up in his hunting gimmick?
Who the fuck is that?
That fucking weirdo from up in New York who fucking hangs out and goes on vacation all the time. Send him, let him go dress up in his full gimmick and be like, listen, guys, this is how you don't get shot in the woods. This is how you clean a rifle for when you have to go deer hunting to feed your fucking family. How about that guy? Can we do that? No, because then he'd be like, oh, that's horrible. That's just showing violence. But yet you're going to send somebody into a school who's like, well, hey, you should be like me, because if you feel any way confused, you must be gay, and you got to let me fucking finger your butthole.
Yeah, like when are those?
That's the problem.
When
Nobody
are those
has a problem
kids?
that the guys in drag. It's the fact that you fingered a little kid's butthole. That's the fucking problem.
That's the higher percentage, as opposed to when is a little kid gonna cross paths with a nightclub drag queen? Are they out just fucking?
Go to the fucking library.
Well, they're starting to put him into. They're trying to normalize it into putting them into high school sports and middle school sports, and like you're able to transition and just go compete as a girl. You know, oh, you're not getting enough playing time as a guy. Go transition to get playing time as a girl.
And not only that, you'll get on the news because you're a girl on the football team.
I'm super pumped to see John Hartnett in the Mae Young Classic next year. That's what I'm fucking pumped about. I think John, I think you can go all the way.
All you gotta do is tuck and duct tape, brother.
Shave and duct, yeah.
No, don't even shave, dude. Don't even shave, man. By that time, they'll be so SJW'd. You can say you don't want to. I don't want to identify myself for the Mae Young Classic, and please don't assume my pronoun. And then you go over strong on everybody.
Yeah. I only fly United Airlines, who now gives me the option of flying as MX as opposed to,
Nice.
Mr. or Mrs. You know,
I only fly Rough Rider Airlines that let me go as DMX. That's the only one.
Yeah.
What I really want. Police crime stats manipulation from John Matrix. Horsemen. People often talk about the media and the internet is manipulated to control narratives, but typically regard crime statistics as unbiased accounts of the current world climate. I can tell you firsthand they are manipulated, and the crime frequency rate is often unreported. Police departments do it for political reasons, to keep a spot on the safe city ranking, or for funding reasons. An example is changing a shooting to aggravated assault because it sounds like less severe or armed robbery to a lesser crime than theft or larceny. I do what I can to question or change these modifications within my own agency. Interesting. The orders to make these changes come from higher-ups who are afraid of public perception and their administration looking bad. I've seen it numerous times in the agency I work for, and this is even more rampant in larger agencies like NYPD, where there is more political control over the police or sheriff's offices, where the sheriff is an elected official. The amount of manipulation also increases when you get into larger scale, more sensational crimes, such as terror events or child trafficking. The public uses these crime statistics to gain knowledge and make choices on where to live. Federal, local, and state governments use them as reasons for policy adjustments, legislation, funding, and business planning. The most troubling part of it for me is the way they can be used to control and push narratives. Police departments provide their statistics on reportable crimes to the FBI, who complies with the raw data and creates a report. The FBI, which is completely politicized and agenda-driven, then releases the information to the public, which is snapped up by the media in the next phase of narrative control. Directly on the FBI website, it states that over the years, their reports have become one of the country's leading social indicators, highlighting their actual intentions with sharing of these reports. Hopefully, this was informative and illustrates the depth of the information control. Thanks again, John. Interesting email from john.matrix@mail.com.
John Matrix.
I don't feel like we're being worked there. I feel like someone who is on the inside, who's a wrestling mark and stumbled upon our podcast, who is smart about the information they divulge, just gave us a pretty good roadmap of how things work on a government structure level.
Good work name too.
Yeah.
Two words again. Wiener laptop.
I was thinking the same thing, dude. Where is it? We have a whole Mueller investigation that comes up with them eating a big fucking bowl full of shit again, and they have nowhere to go from here. I really feel we're at the end of the line with the Mueller investigation. They wanted it for 2 years. They cunted off. They bitched. When they go low, we go high, when they really did the exact opposite. Of all of that. Yep. And they're exposed as old fucking bingo playing cunts who have no fucking idea of what's going on in the real world and who really runs things.
But
now here we are.
They do this whole bit where
you fucking bingo playing cunts.
They want people to believe a certain statistic. Now, I'm not allowed. I can't say because I signed a non-disclosure waiver. But a place I used to work for, which is a college in Pennsylvania,
for sure.
that sounds like Horavian. They did a thing. I was on their 911. I would take phone calls. No, he was so short. Al was so fucking short compared. I thought he was huge, but anyway. So they would do things like.
Big Dick Dudley was a big motherfucker.
He was still short. A girl would get attacked on a campus. By attacked, I mean she reported it. So that was reported to the National Crime Statistic Board as a rape or a sexual assault. Never proven. Even if the guy got acquitted, even if the guy was found not guilty, even if any of that happened, it was reported as a sexual assault, and it went into the statistics for the school as. Did I say school? I didn't mean school. I meant other place that I worked at.
Cool.
That sounded like Horavian College.
Right. So well, not to belittle that, but how many of these SJWs of challenge me to a right winger have we seen? Do you know how many rapes happen on this campus?
That's what I'm saying.
Like they fucking know. Like they've got a fucking tally. I've got all the rapes. They do.
They can call up and they can get these reports sent to them any email you want. They will send you that report. But the real question is, how many of those reports follow it through one more step, which they don't do. They do not do. Okay, so this college, Bin Hamid College, has 45 rapes on campus, logged. Out of those 45, 44 were considered not guilty. They were non-events. But on the national crime log, there was 45 logged in. Mm-hmm. So now that's it, man. There's no coming back from that.
Listen, man, there's a lot of things in this world that are skewed like that. And it's not only just the police tactics or the college rape statistics. Look at unemployment numbers. When Obama was in office, the way they check unemployment after people stop working at a certain amount doesn't count as unemployment because they're not receiving a check anymore. They can still not have a job. Oh. It's all skewed because at the end of the day, it fits in a certain agenda, a certain criteria. The square piece can't fit in the round hole. Well, we'll get a 3D printer and we'll print a round peg and we'll put it in there and we'll get the narrative across to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the way it is. That's the way the world works.
John, what are you thinking?
Look at the national parks. All these people going missing, but there's no log of these people missing.
But they're airdropping wolves into that shit, though. You know
what?
They're airdropping wolves into the fucking Michigan parks.
If I get killed by a wolf in a national park, fucking, that's the best way I could go out, John.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Man, I mean, that's why I'm a skeptic. I try not to believe anything unless I see it and can prove it myself. You know, because like you can skew any number, you can make up any. It's kind of like I play a lot of fantasy sports, and basically they
like MMA.
Like MMA.
That phony ass shit.
No,
work
like baseball, and they'll do blind like, oh, this guy's numbers and this guy's numbers, and one guy's an all-star, another guy's like barely a guy, but like you can talk about these numbers for this, for the all-star, why they mean so much for this guy, but they don't mean as much for the other guy, and the other guy's numbers are better, but it's a player you don't know, and you would rather take this guy, over here, and it's, because he's the bigger name, and you're not, numbers can back up any story you want them to back up. It's just whatever narrative you want to put in front of it. It's gonna make it, go as far as you want it to go. And like, I don't want to believe any of that stuff. I was at a sports game recently, and a person, I won't give up the sporting team they work for.
Jesus Christ, John.
They
throw somebody under the bus, will you? For fucking Christ's sakes.
I'm no student, man. I can't throw under the bus. So, but I like to gamble, I like to have a good time, and they had a 50-50 raffle, and I partaked, my friend and I partaked, and this girl who came up to see us, who works for the company and knows my friend, was like, oh, you bought those? Like, that's a total fucking scam. Like, why are you guys like breaking into those? Like, nobody walks home with that money. And I looked up at the big screen, the thing was at $14,000, and I threw it in the air. I was like, you don't have to tell me it's a work. I'm fine. I'm spending this $20, for the next 40 minutes to believe that I can change my life. It's like the lotto. It's all a work. Like everything's a work.
Fucking mush bet kryptonite. That's what happened.
You mean the fucking
in the fucking closet.
You mean the guy who runs Ring Crew wasn't supposed to win the 50-50 at the fucking intermission? I can't believe I lost that $5. Fuck. Yeah, man, I think everybody's spot on with this one. You can juke the stats to fucking fit any argument you want. The bigger picture in what he's laying out here that I feel, and I would love to see the Wiener laptop addressed, absolutely.
Hey, John, stop drooling when he said Wiener. Dude,
the post Wiener or post Mueller investigation for the Wiener laptop has to happen. You can't have you can't go hard to the one side and not have them smash on the other side when they've got this mountain of evidence. We lasted through the storm. Okay, now here comes retribution. I'm coming back on you big time.
But that's not going to happen, dude. It's not going to happen, because if she goes down, the majority of Washington's going down, and they're all going to get locked up. I'm fine with that, but they're obviously not going to they're not going to put their foot in their mouth and get themselves pinched. They're not stacks. They're not going to fall asleep and get away.
They can't even nail a third-rate fucking hump on a show.
I agree with you.
Well, it's not that they didn't nail him. They could have fucking nailed him. 5 phone calls were made. And possibly a lawyer took a dive to get a fucking
totally
Black Lives Matter fucking poster boy off the fucking shelf based on one ex-president's phone call. And that's very well most likely how it happened. And then he goes, and Rahm, you got to get out there and you got to bury us. You got to be the baby face on this one. Make us the heel. Go out there and tell him it's a massive miscarriage of justice. Like he fucking isn't, like they're not all in the same fucking, group text like we are, sharing shit, laughing about it.
Well,
the whole
if it's
fucking
like Bob
way.
done, it doesn't read them anyway. So yeah.
Rahm's on fucking,
I was on vacation.
Rahm's on WGN, and he's sending them the wrap it up fucking beef gif in their fucking text. That's just how it is.
Listen, the world is fucked up when you have Rachel Maddow on TV crying that the president of our country is not a traitor. She was going for this guy to be a traitor and betray the entire country.
Yeah.
She was hoping for it. I mean, realistically, how does that logistically make sense? How does someone like that even have a TV show? You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
Well, no, dude, it's because there's a ton of marks that agree.
That's like me booking you in the match with Gwiz, and saying, hey, you know, I don't want him to break your arm. Hey, Grace, go break his arm. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, that's not happened though.
Yeah.
Really?
He ain't gonna try and do that to me. I'll fucking stiff the shit out of him. I'm already stiff as fuck
Jerry Lynn.
with the back rakes and shit. We'll see. Quick one. Beto face from Rich Semenik. Gentlemen, how many upper middle class white suburban moms got loaded on White Claws and finger blasted themselves in the shower when they heard Beto O'Rourke is running for president in 2020? I'm going to say no less. Yeah, no less than 140,000.
Good guess.
Rough estimate.
Okay. I think over for sure.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it doesn't matter. It's so far out here. All these little motherfuckers who want to come in for a cash grab, get their celeb, get their 15 minutes. It's not a dumb fucking work. It really isn't. When you can be the hot indie worker of the fucking month, know you're going to fucking lose, get your pro wrestling tee store over, and get the fuck out.
Exactly. You could Zack Ryder that shit and be like, all right, I'm in, guys. Hey, give me my shit.
Easy. That's why Washington politics will never out-Trump wrestling politics. We see you fuckers a mile away. And you could actually hire some indie workers for your staff and probably make another $200,000 working your marks. But you're too fucking stupid to do that. From Drew Nell, Twitter blasphemy, conspiracy horse people. Thanks for keeping it gender neutral for John. Thanks. The attached screenshots are of Michelle Smalkin's well-known conservative pundit taking head Twitter from 2/27. She posted images and cartoons of Mohammed. I think the ones that caused the Charlie Hebdo ordeal, and recently received a legal notice from Twitter pertaining to violating Pakistani law. Please share yourself. So she's, you can find all these images on there. She was just fanning the flames of Islamophobia, and to say, are you going to put a fatwa on me? Yeah. And I love that shit, to be honest with you. That's my whole MO.
Remember when Matt Stone and fucking Trey Parker did it?
Sure.
Right. What happened? They're doing fine. They're A-okay. And then, the Charlie Hebdo thing happens. Everybody's like, oh.
I think Curb Your Enthusiasm handled it perfectly.
Yes.
To be honest with you, when I say the work can handle anything, which is a Del Close quote, who's the grand wizard, godfather of improv. A pagan witch himself, which I know Sal loves. That's a great postulate. And I hated Seinfeld, and I love Curb Your Enthusiasm because of that improv, and he handles the fatwa, Islamophobia stuff perfectly with comedy.
Hysterical.
Yep. And whether it's the fear of it, the non-threat of it, the dealing with it, it's very good all the way around. But the bigger thing is, as we talked about, shadow banning, YouTube coming out, John, with all conspiracy channels, fuck you, which, again, plays right into a possible gun ban of what's going on. Let's cut down on the videos. Let's cut down on letting them talk and really form a small underground to get a message out of there. What are you thinking, John?
Yeah, they're scrubbing a lot of things clean off of YouTube, and it's harder and harder to find information that you wanted to find before that could have been real easy, especially when it comes to big things. Even 9/11 conspiracies, things like that were pretty easy to find, and now you got to go through hoops and to kind of jump through hoops to find them, and it's getting harder and harder, and eventually I don't know what's going to happen, but everything's going to have to move to another platform, because I think YouTube's just it's done.
And so, I believe you're right on that. And I think I heard Netflix is pretty much done too. When you've got the Obamas on your board of directors and you're showing either stand-up comedy or murder fantasy type shit, there's no way to go. And they're losing millions and millions every year. The model is just not sustainable. So I think too big to fail. Are we going to see a bailout of Netflix and YouTube in the next 4 or 5 years? And would people support it even more, because it's not dealing with banks and cars, it's dealing with their fucking entertainment, which we are addicts for?
Maybe Netflix, I think, is doomed to get just surpassed and crushed by Disney. I think is gonna end up crushing them, because they have the monopoly on all the content for everything, and the biggest media library there is. And now, especially even Marvel, is just stretching out, and they're grabbing a hold of all the stuff that they even lost before. And then they have Star Wars, and they have all these other, all these other entities that they own, and they can go and make, their own version of Netflix. And that's why they took all their content off of there with their original series and whatnot that they had that were making Netflix all their money. Now they're going to bring it over to them, plus with all their little Disney princess movies and all that. That's going to be the real monopoly. I mean, Disney just owns everything.
What did they have to do before that shit happened? They had to get that guy, one of the heads out of Netflix, because he was sexually, he had a sexual case brought up against him, and they fucking booted him.
Yeah.
They booted him off. They booted him off for using the terminology of do not say these words.
Yeah.
So then they fucking shit canned him for using those words. And hey guys, let's be more sensitive. Don't use these words. And they're like, oh, you use those words, get the fuck out. And they got rid of him. And then all of a sudden the Obamas got on board, and they got everybody on board that they wanted. They got rid of him, and now they got everybody they want on board. So now.
And James Gunn rehired.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Apple itself also, they just said they're going to start their own streaming service also. So that's another company that's going to compete with Netflix and Disney. So now the market share is going to get spread out threefold. So now if we do a little Steiner math, that's a little 33%.
Yeah.
33.
Oh, shit. And a third.
Oh, man.
And they don't have the content. They don't have the content, which I think it's smart for content creators to try and come in like workers, because they know once those others launch, Netflix is going to be shitting their pants like WWE is for AEW and selling. The price of fucking poker just went up, based on what's going to be needed. I don't know if any of these models are really sustainable, because you might start your own shit, but if Netflix did that and it wasn't sustainable for them, why the fuck are you so confident? Sure, you might be able to in the short term juke their whole audience, but it's a proven failure. But they're going to do it again and again.
All they're going to do is follow the model and say, all we got to do is get people in the door. Once we get them in the door, then they can go to the William H. Macy's and all those people who won't be able to find fucking work, and they'll go, hey, why don't you come on Apple? Why don't you come over here? Why don't you come over here? We'll sign you to a special deal. Remember, I don't know if you guys are big fans of Arrested Development. Remember when they came back to Netflix? Mm-hmm. And it was the shits. It was the drizzling shits. But everybody went back to watch. So all they got to do is get people in the door, and then they'll work it from there.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see Trailer Park Boys. Go ahead, GGP.
Netflix itself, I know for a fact, they are producing 1,000 pieces of original content this year alone. 1,000. That is insane. Whether or not it's going to be financially profitable for them, I think it might be, maybe within the first 2 quarters of this year. But in Q3 and Q4, when Disney comes out, I think they're going to take a hit.
That's not a lot, though. I mean, you say 1,000. That's not a lot. That's 20 shows a week.
No, dude. Yes, 20 shows plus movies. That's a lot of fucking Scarol to put out for production, dude. 1,000, not 1 week, 52 shows.
No, I gotcha. 1, I'm just breaking it down. 20 new shows a week. That's where that's to me.
You can't watch 20 new shows a week, especially the way they drop their content. No, you can't. Because
if you watch 4 hours of TV today, a day, 5 fucking days a week, you definitely can.
No, not when you're having 6 to 12 episodes that are an hour each per series.
And that's saying that they're going to release them in that time frame.
Well, Netflix releases everything.
Don't yell.
I'm just saying.
Calm down, Sal.
Don't get heated, man.
You're scaring John.
I was just told that Vice News is trying to take down the Trailer Park Boys, so Ben, start yelling.
You motherfucking cocksuckers. Fuck. We'll do one more here and we'll get out, guys, because, we got to save something for Stevie here. Let's see.
I just want everybody to actually pay attention to your news feeds tonight and just see, because now here's the funny part. A good friend of mine just was out doing a talk in Apple, because he also worked for that same college that I couldn't mention earlier. He was just out in Apple's headquarters. Keep an eye out in your news feed tonight if there's some really jacked up older gentleman with longer hair shooting up the place. Because I feel like that's coming too for
So it's gonna be a scene like from Dogma, huh?
Yeah. I still feel like he's gonna be there, just tearing the place apart.
Listen, to everyone who's listening to the podcast right now, you guys don't have enough hair on your nutsack or enough hair
You
on your
won't do
roast
it.
beef
You won't do
curtains
it.
to go tweet Stevie and tell him, "Hey Stevie, are you okay? Do you need a hug?"
Did
No
you
one
see?
has the
Did you
balls
see
to
in
go
the
to it.
chat what he said?
Oh man, poor Stevie.
No, what did he say in the chat?
Oh, Stevie's in the chat.
Oh, I looked in there.
He
He
can't be.
said,
His computer's not working.
well, he's in Facebook chat, not in here though.
Oh yeah, he said someone got into his fucking
Say,
computer.
yeah,
Someone
some
got
other
into the
some
computer.
other shit was somebody
Really?
got into it. Yeah, he's hot. He's real hot about it.
So you guys, he needs emotional support. Make sure you tweet him.
Yes.
Are you okay, Stevie?
Send him
You guys
hugs.
didn't contribute. You guys didn't contribute to the camera fund because
Yeah.
you guys are too cheap. You
At least
That's
take
cheap
care of
sons
his
of
mental.
bitches.
Take care of his mental. His mental assets.
Tweet is free. Just
All
tweet
right.
him.
For
Steve,
Stevie
you
right
okay?
here. For Stevie right here. Hee hee. The man in the mirror from Jimmy Zero. What up, fellas? I'm listening to the podcast as I'm running this rat race. What's that?
That Frankie Zero's cousin.
Yeah. This R. Kelly and Michael Jackson revelation aren't really revelations. In 1994, when R. Kelly married a 15-year-old Aaliyah, he told us exactly who he was. Big Sal, I agree with you 1,000,000%. Where the hell are these parents? How is it ever cool to allow your child to stay with an adult that you don't know? And when I say I don't know, I mean real relatives. Besides, Mike is dead and gone. Those stories have no defense. We know Mike was Hollywood through and through. This sounds like a Sony hit to destroy the estate of Mike. They already got what they wanted with Elvis and the Beatles discographies. As far as Kelly, there are new tapes that are coming out now years later. One guy states they found R. Kelly tape labeled sports in his house. This smells like a work. Link to NBC show. Love the show. Love the hot debates, brothers. P.S. Not conditioning anything on these dudes. I'm just asking, how can we get mad at things we already knew? Interesting postulate. Like, why should we get triggered? Why are we allowing ourselves to be, what do you want to say, Pavlovian conditioned, possibly, to giving a fuck about Michael Jackson? And what is, as we're all heels in this chat, what is the misdirection spot and why are we fucking selling for it? What's going on over there while we're talking about R. Kelly and Michael Jackson when we already knew it? Go ahead, GGP.
Because it's part of a bigger scheme, part of the big angle. They're soft conditioning everybody to see that it's okay that kids are getting diddled, just like they did that TED Talk, and they try to push that pedophilias are victims, and we have to adhere to their needs and put them part of society, and all this nonsense. And the fact that this stupid Supreme Court judge wanted to lower the age of consent to 12, and now they're trying to lower the age voting limit to 16 so they can get people to vote Democrats, because when you're young, you don't know any better and you're more progressive because you think it's cool. And then you have Barbara Streisand coming out, that fucking
Yeah,
Oh, what
holy
a fucking
fuck. Motherfucking
Feed that clone
bitch.
cunt to her fucking clone
man.
dogs.
Get her, Sal.
I knew it was gonna work. I knew it was gonna work. And she comes out
She
saying that they
fucking
knew what they were
bitch.
doing. They
What
deserved
the
it.
fuck? Shut the
Fuck
fuck
you.
up. I hope Josh Brolin beats the shit out of her
Yeah.
with a Thanos glove.
Why? They're
Oh.
dating?
Well, her father's fucking her.
Who's fucking her?
Brolin Sr.
James Brolin. Hello.
Is fucking Streisand?
Yeah, they've been together for fucking ever.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But yeah, we should just cut her up and feed her to her fucking clone dogs and see if they still eat fucking shitty meat. That's all.
I guarantee they will. If I go Caesar dinner time, they'll fucking come running. And I'll fucking serve her ass up as kosher. You can fucking believe that. Yeah, that stupid cunt. And then she tries to redact. Fuck her and fuck you. You exposed yourself. You're fucking worthless.
Yep.
Johnny Blaze, get him.
Yeah, I mean, they try to normalize it all the time now, like Papa Don said, and it's just like it's really gross. The TED Talk one was the one that really got me, where I was just like, man, like that's like, I thought TED Talks were somewhere where they were supposed to go to like spread like these great new ideas that were supposed to build the future into a better place, and like that's what you're pushing. Like, how is that? Like, somebody had to okay that. Like, not only one person, but like multiple people had to be like, yes, this is the agenda we're going for. Like, give that the spot, you know? Like, it's just like booking a card. Like, it's not like they just showed up and walked out there and it was like, hey, we're going with this today. Like, no, like somebody called that spot, somebody called for that worker, somebody called for that whole thing to be out there and laid out the way it was, and it's clearly an agenda.
It was the Podestas and Obama with the $65,000 in hot dogs.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Like, and you bring that stuff up, and then you're the weirdo, right? Like if you bring that up in a conversation to a person, like, why did they order 65,000 in gourmet hot dogs? Oh, it's just
Yeah. That's how they roll.
Yeah. Like what? Like, man, I even had a hard time convincing like people that I know that like they're smart people. Like I was telling them Facebook listens to you because recently I was having like allergy problems and like Zyrtec ads were showing up everywhere. And it was like, there's no way. Like I was talking about how my allergies were bothering me, and this shit just shows up in my fucking feed. And they're like, oh no, it's popular company, it's popular. I'm like, no, like this is like, I'm not Googling it, I'm not doing anything else. This thing's listening. It's 100% something that's going on with me right now. Like I've had to go out and take like Allegra and fucking Zyrtec before. Like it's something I haven't like it's listened to me that I've had a fucking problem. So it's like, oh yeah, you need fucking poof.
Well, let me say this, okay? From a mathematical standpoint, and the Greeks invented math, so numbers could lie if you fudge them. But if a gourmet hot dog
Greeks
cost
invented fudging too.
oh yeah, that's right, Hershey Highway, baby. If you paid $100 for one gourmet hot dog for $100, let's say we're being very aggressive here with the amount
You're
of
Anthony
how much.
Bourdain.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly, right? $100 for one hot dog. That's 650 hot dogs for $65,000.
Almost. You almost got it.
I got it. I did the fucking math. What are you talking about, guys?
It's 6,500 hot dogs, but yeah.
What?
It's 6,500 hot dogs.
You said 650 hot dogs.
You said 6,000.
Yeah, they spent $65,000 divided by $100 gives you 650 hot dogs. Do the fucking math.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
Fucking
Jesus
Ben, learn your
Christ.
spot, kid.
Fucking guy still's on vacation. He can't even count.
Can't even. It's the
We're gonna have
envelope.
to carry you, man, on the 20th.
Get
I
your
swear to
fucking
God.
abacus.
80 proof. 80 proof is what it 43%.
The point I'm saying is, the point I'm trying to say is, who orders 650 hot dogs?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't know Kobayashi was going to fucking be there, the hot dog eating champion from Nathan's? Fuck. Dude, they're ordering gay hookers, they're sucking cocks, they're fucking kids, they're drilling into their heads, they're taking adrenochrome, they're doing it all. Whatever the fuck you think they weren't that you heard as a rumor, it's going down. And anything less than that is uncivilized.
Wow.
I see what you did there. I see. Not very clever, Trevor.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man, it's fucked up with the Michael Jackson, R. Kelly stuff, but you're spot on. We knew it. We turned a blind eye to it. Somebody in the chat room said earlier that this whole generation's hypersexualized. I don't think they are. I think the 90s generation that I came up in was the hypersexualized ones. They want to talk sex. They want to talk gender pronouns, but nobody's out there really fucking like they were in the 90s. It wasn't that fucking free love feeling like it is. The Renaissance is dead. It's moving far closer to Skynet than we've ever been, as people have shared with us. And it's going to be a summer of insanity, Susan Powter style, and fucking until we get to that far end of the spectrum where they have nothing left. And with the Mueller report, they pretty much got close to it. Now we're just going to see some circus freak show act bullshit throughout the summer with insane gun attacks as was broke to us earlier. We'll be following up on that. I'm sure you guys will be sending us a ton of links soon of what's going on. There just seem to be already too many pieces in play. And even in the New Zealand stuff where you guys are sending stuff in the chat room with possible bombs in cars outside.
We didn't even touch on Podesta being in New Zealand at the time.
Podesta in New Zealand. Too much. It's too much. You guys see it. You know what the fuck is going on.
Even though technology had advanced and it's easier for people to get laid without socially interacting with each other or buying someone a drink or being, having a conversation, all they have to do is swipe right or left. I don't know how you do it on Grindr, John, but that's your business. Okay. But at the same time, I agree with Ben.
That's his other sponsorship is American Bottom Team.
Yeah,
nice. Bottom bitch. But I agree with Ben. In the '90s, it was more sexually active. It was more free for all. But now, even though it's easier to get laid because of the technology advances, we're also victims of technology advances because 5G is coming around, and that shit's going to kill the population itself. The radiation is going to make everyone sterile, and they're going to limit the population. And then on top of that, you have people coming out right now saying, like that fucking idiot AOC, saying we shouldn't have kids. Kids should not be part of our future because of the planet. It's going to end in 12 years. What the fuck is going on? Like, really? Like, you're really dropping all these mental seeds on all the stupid Tim and Nancy Brown so they can say, hey, dear, maybe she's right. Maybe we shouldn't do a little hanky-panky tonight, and we shouldn't have any children. Yeah.
Boy.
How about we just play some bingo or we watch Raw because that'll put us...
I'm uncomfortable.
That's turning me off big time. Keep it going. Yeah, I mean, with her, is she going to be the first to get her tube ties live on YouTube? YouTube's tied live?
Didn't
Like
Katie Couric have her asshole probed on the TV?
That's, that's...
I don't know. Did she?
She did. She had a polyp removed from her asshole, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Was
she did
Peta
it live on TV.
Was Peta outside complaining about her hurting the gerbil?
But that was the whole bit, man. That was everybody was like, "Oh, you're so fucking brave for showing your fucking gaping asshole to us." But she's a superhero for it, so whatever.
Have I got something to show you? Johnny Blaze, thank you so much, man, for joining us tonight, doing the run-in and filling the shoes of Big Stevie Cool, who I'm sure is fucking red hot right now. What's going on with you, man? Let people know where we can find you, how they can support ATT, and some exciting shit going on in the future. Let us know.
Yeah, I got some bookings coming up. We got Wrestle Pro next Wednesday.
Holy fuck, this guy's booked at Wrestle Pro?
Right?
Jesus Christ. Say what's up to Buck for me. Get me the fuck on.
For fuck's sakes.
Jeez, he's doing a comedy wrestling show before Mania. I can't get on that first dick. What the fuck, John?
I'll text you guys who I'm working with. It's a surprise. It's somebody from the Impact roster.
Nice.
But I'll let you guys know. I'll let the boys know.
All right.
But
All right.
everybody else, they're gonna have to tune in on the Fight app or have to come out Mania week down to the Rawway Rec Center, April 3rd, Wednesday night. First show of Mania week. And yeah, BWO minus Stevie is there.
Oh fuck, that's right. Yeah. Yes, thanks for reminding me of that.
Yeah, I was looking forward to on the show being on the show because I thought Stevie was gonna be there, and then I find out he's not there.
Then he can't back out now.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, it's just Nova and Meanie? Fuck. All right, well, I guess I go.
That was almost too real right there.
It was.
Shit. Truth hurts, right?
Stiff.
Oh,
I'm
Stevie's
saying.
not coming? Oh. I gotta go. I got the ticket. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Fuck, he's
Yeah,
fucking...
blue. Yeah. So that's next Wednesday. That's April 3rd, and I'll be there. You can watch that on the Fight app, or you can come out to the Rawway Rec Center, check that out. Otherwise, April 13th, I'm over at the CCW training facility for one of the student shows over there. Then we got PPW.
Got Pablo Marquez's school?
Yes, yeah.
Tell
yeah.
Pablo I said what's up.
I will. I was supposed to be there training. I was gonna be like, Daddy, brother, where were you, Daddy? Brother, hey, brother, you gotta give it to me, but don't give it to me, Daddy. I missed 2 hours of that tonight.
Wow.
But yeah, I'll be out there next week in Jersey. The week after, I'll be here at the school. All the CCW events. Big one in July. We got Mick Foley's coming out July 7th, I think it is, or 6th or 7th. It's gonna be a big show. Coral Springs Charter School. You come on out for that one, and yeah, you catch me somewhere this summer.
Nice. Catch him outside. You guys will beat the shit out of you in the parking lot, too. Big Sal, sounds like you're crossing past WrestleMania week. You got FBI stuff going on?
No, fuck no. I talked to Francine today, and she's like, "Oh, you gonna be in New York?" I'm like, "Why? What's New York?" she told me, she's like, "Oh, Resco." I'm like, "Nope,
No.
not gonna be there."
Sold my tickets.
Oh, you're gonna be at this place? Nope, not gonna be there either. Oh, what about this? Nope, not gonna be there either. Well, what are you doing? I don't know. I got some shit going on this weekend, but I ain't gonna be at any fucking shows. So apparently nobody cares.
We care.
But I might. I told Nova I was gonna go to the Rawway show, but it's a Wednesday, right? I was gonna. No, I used to live in Woodbridge, so like that's my old neighborhood,
I'm sorry.
and I'm like Rawway because so many memories at Rawway. So I wanted to go, but then it's a Wednesday. It's like, then I could just do the
You
show.
can't do
from
Wednesday because we got this
while the
fucking show, you asshole.
Well,
Yeah, do the show from the
what
rec
if I
center.
just do the show while we're during
Why
the middle
not?
of their
Fucking
show?
do it. Why not?
Yeah, during the middle of their show, I'll just talk through their whole fucking show.
Buck, come here. Buck, how many people do you
come here
remember in
for
the
a
in the JFK car? How many people were in the JFK car, Buck?
Santino, that's Santino.
Yeah. Tino, come here, brother.
Fuck,
Anthony.
We should all roll up. We should all roll up on the show.
Yeah,
Do the show live from there.
Fuck.
you just do. I would do the fucking show from there and just sit
I
there
gotta
and
work.
talk.
I gotta work 9
time.
to 5. No way I'll get there in time.
You guys can take my spot.
We'll get.
No,
We'll get
motherfucker.
Of course we
You're
would. I'll take your fucking. I'll take your
When you
envelope
find
too,
out-
motherfucker.
When you find out who I'm working, you're gonna want to take my spot.
Oh, while you're in the ring,
You're
I'm
working
just gonna
dick,
walk
yeah.
up to the ring, and I'm just gonna do the selfie, so we can all see you from behind while you're working the ring.
Working.
Yeah, that'd be good if you're working dick and me and the conspiracy horseman in your corner. That'd be a good intimidation.
And
The
even
tricks of the
wrestling.
trade. If he tells you to step back from that ledge, my friend, don't do it. Just dive. Dive.
I wish I was working Dick Justice, not Dick Justice. It's a current Impact. You can't call him a superstar.
Well, he's a
wrestler.
he's a standby wrestler. I thought it might have
He's
been Dick.
standby.
GGP, I'm sure you're booked. Mania, Wrestle Pro, Ronin, all the same weekend.
I wish.
Immortal.
No, this Saturday I'm booked at NYWC. Myself and Talon are fighting the rep.
Along with
NYWC.
is that the return of Ashley Macero as well? Yeah, pal, I missed her.
I guess. I don't know.
Let me get that centerfold. Yeah.
So nice. So yeah, the 30th I'll be there. The 7th, the day of WrestleMania, I'll be in New Jersey for Crowbar show. You should come down to that, Sal. It's going to be Rescue Mania. And then the 20th, I'll be up in Rome, New York. Hopefully Triple D will actually do good business and Mike King will do good business and actually book a good match and a good angle like we were talking about. And we'll have a good time over there with my Horsemen brothers because I know Sal and Ben will be there. Stevie will be missing. I mean, now it's like deja vu. It's tradition. Stevie's always missing.
I almost got hot at you. I was like, 420. Aren't you fucking booked in? It's Rome, New York.
Yeah, I'm booked at the Vatican.
I was getting hot. I'm like, wait, fuckhead. Aren't you doing Rome? Yeah. Okay,
27th, I'll be back in NYWC. Then June 29th, I'll be at Ronin. It'll be myself
This
versus
guy's talking
Ethan
fucking
Page.
June 29th and shit out here.
Well, he's saying July already, right? And July 4th, July 4th,
Fucking July 4th, 2020. I mean,
Wait, hold on.
His notes. He's like, hang on.
July 4th through July 7th, I'll be in Miami at Florida SuperCon for Fantasy Super Cosplay Wrestling. I also got booked for Keystone Championship Wrestling in Pennsylvania. Hold on the date. I'll let you people know.
Fuck's sake.
Anyhow, regardless
the
of the
DVD
fact,
remake of Kaiju Big Battle.
Kaiju Big Battle. You wrestle for them, dude?
Dude, that's a great show. That used to be an awesome show.
So, anyhow, what I was saying was
I broke into your August fucking bookings.
no, I'm looking for something else. But yeah, so that's the wrestling side. You can catch me obviously on my new podcast on the Hami Media Group and on itself on different platforms. The NFO New Force Order. It's a Star Wars podcast. Buy 2 Star Wars marks for all the Star Wars marks. You guys can send your questions, your memories, your stories about Star Wars, why you love it, to newforceorder@yahoo.com. Not Sal's unbreakable email, but we are having a good time discussing what's going on in the galaxy far, far away. You can hit me up at Greek God Papadon on Twitter, Demetrius Papadon on Facebook. Greek God Papadon is the YouTube page, and my Pro Wrestling Tees store is Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Papadon.
I met Leonard Nimoy at Alexander's at Green Acres.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got a picture with him.
Did you go to Herman's afterwards? Sabaro's Pizza.
Y'all infidels for the 20 Hacker Hameen Heavyweight Title Championship, Immortal Wrestling, Rome, New York versus Slick Wagner the Brown. ProWrestlingTees.com/Bin Hameen. 2 new shirts out for you. Hey, pal, coming up soon. We missed you tonight, Big Stevie Cool. Check him out, StevieRichardsFitness.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Stevie Richards. At BWO Stevie on Twitter. At Ben_Hameen on Twitter, at Dead No Save on Twitter, at Greek God Papadon on Twitter, at American Top Team, I believe there is an ATT, yeah.
Tweet Stevie.
Yeah.
Tweet Stevie.
Please,
It's okay.
please help
Send
out
him
with
your
some good ribs. Tweet him. Is he off Twitter?
Facebook him.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's off Twitter. He gets
he's
Twitter
off.
via third party thing.
Yeah.
So go Facebook.
Well, they don't have his shoot name, so they'll fuck that up too.
Way to go, asshole.
Or you could send your well wishes to the SRF email address, right?
Yeah, StevieRichardsFitness@gmail.com. Please feel free. I'm sure he'll enjoy all of that. Let him know. Just
Ask him for the coupon for the SRF.
really.
I sent him an email through there asking if he would come train me at 4:15 in the morning. And I said I needed to get my workout in.
So please
I'll give
send
him credit though. The fucker he answered me within like 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's how he
I
does
did it from a kayfabe account too, so he answered.
Did you ever let him know? Did you ever smarten him up?
Oh yeah, he knew. He knew exactly.
Send him very detailed questions about your workouts and how you can lose weight and meal plans. He really loves those questions.
And ask him where the DVDs are.
Yeah. Ask him when the DVD's coming. But you know me, guys. Back off vacation. It's Hacker Hameen.
Wait, you on vacation?
Yeah, baby. It was a good
Why didn't
time.
you tell us?
Oh, well, I was trying
Hey,
to, but
favor.
you guys are big leaguing
You're
again.
staying small. I get it. That's cool.
Yeah,
man.
I'm the school marm around here. I got to stay humble.
Apparently,
So.
we can't cut loose some bins here because Ben lays the fucking hammer down.
None of those
Hey, if
dirty
you want to
words.
see our hall pass, I
Yeah,
got your hall
pal.
pass. Yeah, pal.
But you guys, it's good to be back. Unfortunately, Stevie wasn't here, but it was a great run in by our great friend John Hartnett, Impact's own John Hartnett. And hopefully they stop fucking around with Bobby Lashley up there and bring you guys all up to the main roster before I got to fucking really go postal and fuck somebody up. But y'all, man, it's the Conspiracy Horsemen, the good, bad, and the ugly, the associates. We posse up and ride out on the hottest news. We're not going to let anything drop. And you guys know that because you keep us checked and balanced here at hackerhameen.podbean.com, russobrand.com, ProWrestlingTees.com. Get the best shirts from the best heels in the business, infidels. YOLO!